Tuesday night, 8 p.m. It is time for Indie 180.
How much time do we have?
180 minutes of rock and metal featuring the Monolithic Music Minute. Interviews with independent bands from all over the world.
My name is Martin Aldini from the Flow, from Holland.
Hello America, this is Finnish cunts called Discipline X.
G'day, this is Matt Seberg and you're listening to the official FN Radio. So much better than other FN radio stations.
And Knobs News Corner, brought to you in part by Lopez.
Don't let another blissful moment go to waste. Taste the magic of Lopez.
Cold Cock Whiskey, take your shot. Hosted by Joe Stagger, Brian Almeida from The Shape, and of course, me, Bob, on the motherfucking knob. The clock is ticking, and the show is about to begin. It's Tuesday night. Once again. Happy April, motherfuckers. April the 7th this week.
Fuck April.
Wow, you're loud. Whoa. Wow. Holy shit.
You alright there?
Wow, that was loud. Joe, you were like stupid loud, bro.
Now you're calling me names?
Wow. Blew my eardrums off there for a moment. Hey, it's Tuesday night, 4/7, 8:02 p.m. Not sure what's up with Brian. I'm guessing I don't know, Joe. What do I do here?
I don't know. Have you spoken with him?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not since Shore Metal, in which he said that he would probably not be here last week, but would most likely be here this week.
We should call him.
That's what we should do.
Just saying. You know.
I mean, if he's at work, I don't want to get him in trouble at work.
Well, he can choose to pick up or not.
True. Very true. Before we go any further, however, Joe, Male Soup wins for last month. I think.
Hell yeah, Male Soup is great.
I think we can all agree that was the one that won for last month. Male Soup, the Indie 180 band of the month. By popularity contest, really.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we're honest about it.
Yep.
So before we go any further, Joe, I got to pull up the show prep here, and we gotta spin the wheel, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta spin the wheel and get our band name. Before we go any further, because I want to do this right from the start here.
Let's do it.
Why it matters, I don't know. But
because it's important to us.
We have to know what our band name is before we can perform as said band.
Yeah.
Brought to you by, of course, Cold Cock Whiskey, made with aged American bourbon and herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many more. Smooth taste, no whiskey burn. That's no bullshit. Take your shot. ColdCockWhiskey.com. Fucking delicious. And, of course, blow paste. Unlike most lubricants that have preservatives and aspartame, blow paste is a simple way to keep your mouth clean and fresh while doing the deed. You can also use blow paste for massage, lip gloss, and, of course, hand jobs. That's right. Hand jobs.
Hand jobs.
Blow paste is good for any cavity. Substitute your toothbrush with a dick. Blow job a day with blow paste. Get that shit at cheekychacha.com.
Best email address. Best web address ever.
cheekychacha.com. And shout outs to Jasmine. I love Jasmine Ijan from Cheeky Chacha. She's good people, man. I had a chance.
Where's she from?
I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and listen to the interview, man. I let Bagman kind of take over because it was Bagman's show at the time. I was just bored, bitch.
Okay. I got you.
So, it was kind of Bagman's... I mean, he was asking her, about being fisted and stuff.
Really?
Quite interesting. I mean, I should pull up the interview, really. It is actually up on YouTube, I do believe. Under the Nation of Decimation playlist. From back in the day. Shout outs to the Bag Man. Bag Man.
Bag Man.
We were talking off the air that maybe, we could have the Bag Man do a guest host sometime.
Yeah, I believe that would be awesome.
Speaking of guest hosts, there is rumor and speculation that someone may crash the party tomorrow night at From the Underground and Below with Keith.
Well, tomorrow night's no fun for me.
He may just be the kingpin of chaos, if you will.
Oh, I know who that'd be.
So keep it locked. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Got to do it on a night I practice.
Anywho, let's spin the wheel, Joe. Are you ready? Which one is it? Is it this one here? I think it's this one. We are tonight Slim Jim plus 2. We got to see if Adam would sign.
And eat stop poop.
Wait, what was that?
Bob is a huge cum sucker and eat stop poop.
Nice. I didn't know you had a guest there tonight.
Yeah, I try to bring someone in on a surprise every now and then.
Oh, nice. Her name is what?
Her name is...
Staggerella? Staggerella.
Skangarella.
It's Staggerella.
The Staggerella.
Staggerella, nice.
She has, I think she's going to be, she's talkative. I think she has something else to say.
Stagger is the best ever.
So what do you think of our band Slim Jim plus 2, Staggerella? I mean, think about it. I know this is a hard question. But tonight we are Slim Jim plus 2. You got any... I mean, I know you could fit a Slim Jim or 2 in there. But what do you think?
She loves it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you love it. I know. All right, so tonight we are Slim Jim plus 2. Fucking great. That's outstanding. I love that. That's a great band name. I think that's a great band name. I want to see if Adam would sign us. Just band name alone.
Yeah, he probably should.
I mean, Slim Jim plus 2 should be... That's immediate, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not just one Slim Jim. That's plus 2 Slim Jims.
So that's 3.
So, yeah, that's 3 Slim Jims.
Even though we look like Abbott and Costello.
Well, yeah. Which we should reenact, by the way.
Yeah. What was that, Staggerella?
I love it in my butt.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So we hang out with classy ladies.
We do.
Who are fictional, and if anyone is butthurt, stop listening. I'm really. For the love of fucking... For the love of knob. Really. Bro, we got some awesome kick-ass interviews coming up. Next week, Old Bridge Metal Militia, courtesy of yourself. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because I just... I saw Chris yesterday, and then I was just speaking with him as we were prepping for the show.
Nice.
Via text.
Tuesday, April the 21st, Jason fucking Lechberg of Megaforce Recording Artists, I Kill Ya.
Lechberg.
Fucking Jason. I fucking love this dude. Dude, he works with Steel Panther. He's in a band. He tours fucking Europe. He's on Megaforce Records. I mean, he's kind of got things going on.
What does he do with Steel Panther so I can rub it in Ferg's face that I get to deal with someone who deals with them? Because he has such a hard-on for them.
Well, dude, we'll talk to Jason on the 21st of April. And you can ask him personally.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I rub it into Ferg,
Yeah. I know you like rubbing Ferg out, but that's, a different story.
Well,
Tuesday,
I do the little things.
Tuesday, April 28th, we get reinfected once again with one of my favorite, if not favorite, Connecticut local bands. I have a huge heart on for these guys, and I said so personally at Shore Metal Magnus, and it's fucking Cyperna. I fucking love Cyperna.
Yeah, man.
God, I fucking love. Dude, with the two drummers, holy Christ.
Yeah, dude, I still can't get over that.
God. And now Tuesday, May 5th, Joe. I want to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Tuesday, May 5th, I got Jesse James of Post-Ademic Entertainment composing The Apocalypse, Promoter Town, and some other things. He's in a lot of different projects. Anyway, he says to me, well, he's going to be at a different radio station that same evening and wants to call from that station to my station.
Do we have, we know who this station is, don't we?
Yes, we do.
It's that station, isn't it?
It is.
I think he should.
So I said, I'm not there to talk about that other station. I won't even acknowledge they exist. I'm here to talk to him about his shows, his post-academic entertainment shows, his, you know, what's going on with Promoter Town, the fact that, like, you know, I mean, you know, he's doing a lot of fucking shit. And dude, and the thing about OFNR, and I don't give a fuck about anybody else, dude, I really honestly do give a fuck. I really do. Like, a whole lot, dude, about the scene, about supporting bands. I really do give a fuck.
Yeah, man, I'm with you.
So,
but it would be pretty righteous if he stopped in the middle of that show and was just like, I gotta make a call.
Well, see, I think he's going to call on their dime. I think that's what's going down. And quite frankly, I told him if it's much like a prank call situation, I have no interest. I want to actually, give out information, disseminate some information to the masses of people that listen to this show. Look, I know we ain't got millions. I get that. But those that do listen actually do go to shows and actually, you know, do give a fuck. That's why they listen.
Absolutely.
Because they're true consumers of the local scene and what's going on and whatnot.
Right.
And our stupidity, of course.
Yeah. Oh, what was that, Sagarel?
I love it in my butt and when it hurts so good.
Oh, let's see. She agrees, apparently.
She's kind of like one-dimensional with the butt thing. I mean,
you gotta find. If they're hard to find, man.
So I do have the bizarre holidays of April, Joe, because I don't think we got a chance to do that.
No, we did not. I don't believe.
No, because last week was the 31st. We had Archaic Decapitator, as you heard in the intro there. We did a little last time of with them. Great conversation too, by the way. I think tonight's going to be just as great because we're really looking at a lot of different views of the music industry here.
Yeah, we're getting it from, like I said, I think I said it maybe a week or two ago. We're getting it from every area. You know, younger bands, bands that have been established, bands that are starting to get established, people within the scene. I mean, it's coming from everywhere.
Yeah, managers, promoters, booking agents. You know, we're really touching all the bases here, and we're doing it in a way to try to. I'm learning something. That's I want to learn something at the end of the day, and I've been learning so much, bro. Talking to all these bands that we've talked to over the couple months now. It's 4 months now that we've been doing Indie 180 this way, you know, and truly.
What I like is that you find there's a lot of similarities. Yeah, I'm speaking properly. Similarities in a lot of the topics, but then when there's not that same, you know, thought pattern, that they vary so much in that thought from one to the next. So like you pick the topic of like CD versus digital. When there was one who agreed with, you know, just doing CDs and one who agreed with digital, they were so different in their opinion, which they both made sense.
Yeah.
But it was so broad, and then we had everything in the middle.
Oh yeah, and I mean, dude, if we go back, we talked with Kevin King, we talked with the guys from Marwood's Fall, dude, David from Marwood's Fall. That was an amazing conversation of like music and what's happening, and the fact that last year, you know, was the first year ever that there was only one platinum record. I mean, that does speak volumes about the music industry in and of itself at large. I mean, you know, there's no conspiracy. It's just this is the way it is, folks, and it's crazy to think about. And last week, talking with Nikita from Archaic Decapitator, man, and talking about streaming now is a whole nother avenue. you know, and he brought up the idea of owning music, and I think that's what speaks to me the most, Joe. Is that whole concept of owning a piece of it. Like, even though I might not, like, going out and buying a Metallica record, I own a little piece of that Metallica record. I bought it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking supporting the band. Meanwhile, I'm decked out in a Metallica shirt, hat, fucking, you know, buttons, fucking stickers on my car and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's I don't know how to explain it.
So I've got an article from the Huffington Post called "More Than Streaming." We're going to talk about that, and then I've got industry statistics, Joe. Some industry stats that show that maybe you know, this is from the RIAA, by the way, which is the royalties agency, and yeah, you know, maybe it's not so dire and gloom, but it is the reality. You know what I mean? We really just have to face the reality. Things are changed, and now we're moved on to the streaming medium, and that means you don't own the medium anymore. You know, you can't. You know, it's not like I make a copy for my friends. That's not what I want that for. I want to be able to make a copy for myself.
Right.
So it's like I have that pristine copy, and I make a copy for my car, so that I can listen to it in my car. And if it gets beat up on and fucking scratched to all hell, I didn't just destroy my goddamn fucking
only copy.
the only copy. Meanwhile, I also own this kind of radio station thing where, you know, we've kind of got a lot of music, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I've got a whole library of music that I don't even spin because there was so many radio stations that was doing classic rock. I removed my entire classic rock library, and it's a pretty extensive fucking library. I still have it, of course. I just don't include it in my rotations.
Righto.
So
I mean, music is what moves us, you know?
It should be.
I still think it is.
All right, so this from Seth Schnackner. Maybe I'm saying that totally incorrectly, but he's from the Huffington Post. Focus on the music industry's latest streaming model. One might think Taylor Swift and streaming services represent the entire future of the music business. Last week, Jay-Z announced plans and major artist support for his new Tidal streaming service. Many seem to view it as though it's the same lens. Streaming services and freemium models are still important to understanding the future of the recording music business. So basically, they're going to do it like apps, dude. You buy this game, and if you want certain things, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, you know.
And, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking Ponzi scheme to me.
Most days, this is not happening, of course, in offices of major labels or music services like Spotify, Pandora. Music industry's latest reinvention is happening in the margins of business against parties who aren't so happy about it all. Changes are happening on multiple fronts, above, below, center of the music industry's traditional power. So now everybody's all fucked up. For a small fee, SoundCloud or TuneCore can launch an artist in hundreds of different retailers, bro, in a click of a fucking button. This is what we've been talking about, Joe. Dead on. I mean, dude, why do you need a fucking record label if you could pay a small fee to SoundCloud, which is a fucking premium source? Like, that's a really good place to put stuff. And boom, now you fucking, dude, launched your fucking shit into a million, you know, hundreds of different outlets, and you could fucking sell your shit.
But, you know, what makes things different? Like, why do we need so many places to go?
Because, see, everyone's trying to figure out a way to make money doing it. They're all scrambling to try to figure out a way. And the reality is, you know, internet radio has a future, but we need someone from the big time to come to the small time and bake us big time. And that's never going to happen. There was talk many years ago of Howard coming, before he signed Sirius, even contemplating going to internet. But, dude, it's just, you know, he's railed on podcasts extensively, most recently included, you know.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, he's right. You know, there's no ratings book out here. This is the wild, wild west, man. It's been that way since 2006, when I first started, you know. Nobody taught me how to fucking do this. I just learned how to fucking do it, man. I just figured it out. I had a fucking degree in certified well, not a degree, but a certification in fucking broadcasting. You know,
that's the thing, man. When you figure it out on your own, that's how you develop your own style.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't want to go to FM, and I didn't want to go, you know, I wanted to be able to be free enough to say whatever the fuck I wanted and not be censored and still be able to speak and talk and, you know, whatever my opinion is worth. And to some people, it's worth something. To others, it's not. I mean, hey, man, you know, I'm only one dude and you're only one dude. Sometimes you and I agree. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, man, is it just takes that one little thing to open it up to everybody. Now, what that one thing is, it's who knows.
So now it's like basically direct-to-consumer sales were once an obscure area for artists. Now it's no longer that way. Basically, major artists could sell their own music and add in merchandise and tickets. Instead of stewing as Spotify or Deezer grow, artists can sell and talk directly to their fans and even build a base of consumer data, which is hugely important in this digital age. You got to get those email addresses. You got to get those, you know, you got to keep these people informed of what you're doing. There's also support of a set of music data services, including playlist creation to some deepest skunk works on consumer music preferences, all that kind of crazy shit. Music videos are reinventing. So, like, you know, there's all kinds of new ways to build fan bases through YouTube, but also Zephyr, Culture Machine, My2. Those are a few new ones. And roads to the idea of bands underwriting music. Coca-Cola and Red Bull actually fancy themselves music lifestyle purveyors. So it's all about making yourself a brand. So Joe, Stagger, it's a brand. It's a lifestyle. It's, you know what I mean? It's more than a band.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
But see,
and that's true, folks. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Yo, Stagger is not a band. It's a fucking lifestyle.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one.
On a band, it's not a brand. It's a fucking lifestyle.
It's, and I think a lot of it's just because of the way we are. You know, not musically, but personally. And then that flows through our music and out to everyone else. But see, here's my thing. All the stuff you're saying, that you go to this one-stop shopping site and it gets everything, you collect your emails, you do this and that. You can do all that with a website.
Yep.
And I don't need to pay anyone to let me do it.
Yep.
I get my domain name, I do what I need to do, and that's it.
Yep.
I don't...
Dude, you know, funny quick stories. Quick side note, dude. I wanted to thank one of our listeners recently downloaded off the OFNR website the fucking the stompilation that's available. You can go and grab that. I mean, it's still free. It's still up there. It's old. I mean, but it's still up there. I wanted to put out another one, but it just every time I try to put something together, it falls apart, and I don't really understand why.
Well, then we should do it together.
Yeah, I mean, we just basically got to get, you know, I have a list of bands and I just got to go through it and see who's still in and who's still not in, and, you know, and if they're not in, then replace them with another band and get this thing going, you know?
Yeah, I have some good ideas for bands. And
oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You know, now, especially. I have an answer to your question from last week.
Oh, yes, I did ask you a question last week, and I should have fucking pulled that audio, but...
well, pull it.
I don't know where the fuck it was, dude.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. The question, however, was... Should I really do another effing fest this year? Be the 9th year, you know, of our broadcasting existence. Do I really want to do that? And of course, if I'm going to do that, I'm not stupid. I'm going to look at Eric Ioka and Promoter Town and help to make this thing something special, you know. But I asked Joe if I should do it. Joe, I know you're going to say yes, I should do it, but I need to know why you think I should do it.
Why you should do it? Yeah. One, there's handfuls of reasons why. First reason why is because OFNR is a staple, especially in Connecticut. And if you didn't do it, it'd be something big missing. It's something I think people look forward to. I do think it needs to be changed up a little. I'd like to throw some of my approach in there as well.
Right.
As you said, you want to bring people in to make it unforgettable.
Of
and
course.
I think, heads or four heads or whatever are better than one. It takes the pressure off you. You can rely on some other people to, excuse me, if you can't, necessarily, hey, look, I need this taken care of. You can dish out the work.
Right.
And you involve the right people who know what they're doing. It's not a big deal for them to handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thought, man. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna call upon Eric Ioka. I'm gonna call upon even Brian Almeida, who's been MIA for weeks now. We don't know. We think we lost him in some dude's mom's nasty vagina.
Yeah, a lot of people get lost in there, man.
It's very possible. So if you see him, just send him our way.
Yeah, just make sure he's alive. And I mean, for me, it's beyond yes. Beyond yes. And I think...
I'm thinking, and here's what I'm thinking. It's only 9 years, okay? It's not quite a decade. I'm thinking instead, 10-year anniversary show, we start planning now. Start thinking about it, and how we can do something different and special. Dig what I'm saying?
I agree with what you're saying.
If we're going to do an effing fest, dude, it's going to be a small fucking bill show. It's going to be like 6 bands at the most.
See, what you need is
I'm not doing a full
precursor.
I'm not doing a fucking full festival, dude. That's crazy.
No. You need a precursor. You need that little tantalizing thing that draws you in for the following year. If that you want to make the 10 the big one,
right?
Then it's 5-6 bands. I would take the heaviest hitters around and give you a precursor. And then I would go balls to the fucking wall for the 10-year. 20 bands starting at 11 in the morning. Gusto.
Right.
And make it, people go, fuck, what just happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you make your statement. You make that, you draw them in now and make them sit on it for a year. And then give it exactly what they want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, gotta do it this year. I don't think you skip a year. I think you just make this show the teaser.
This is the teaser to the 10-year.
Yeah. Give them a little something. Say, hey, look, this is what we're thinking. This is what it could be like.
The 10-year anniversary teaser show.
Yeah. And I think it just makes people keep it in the back of their mind. So, I mean, that's what we're doing. And it's working. We do a lot of teaser shows and give you a little taste, and then we just slam you with it in March. And when our next idea hits, people are going to be slammed all over the place. So that's how you do it. You got to wet that whistle.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Got to give them a little something. Well, our anniversary is in September. And let's see here. It's September the... September the 28th is our actual anniversary. That's a Monday. So certainly can't do that. Maybe we do like the 26th or something, which is like 2 days earlier.
You do the 26th or you do that following week. It's...
Yeah, we rock into October again.
Right, make it kind of like a...
October the 2nd or 3rd, like a Friday or Saturday night.
You make it like a tweener.
What do you mean? What do you mean, a tweener?
Like a tweener, it's like it's Effin' Fest and it's Rocktober at the same time.
Yeah, Rocktober Effin' Fest, yeah.
Yeah, Rocktober Effin' Fest.
We've done it before in Rocktober.
So, you have options. And
I do Rocktober Effin' Fest presented by, you know, maybe Audio Vault or Monolithic or Promoter Town or whatever, you know. Get a group, an echelon of people who want to be involved. I mean, if it's all about togetherness, then let's rock together. Let's do it. Let's do it.
And that's what OFNR is.
You know,
so
10
what
years
better way to do it?
10 years of fucking I've been shouting this for how long now?
Yeah, 9 years.
Hey, yeah, coming up on 9 years.
So, I mean, we don't take it any less of a show, even though it's a teaser. But you don't give it to them all yet, and you
you can't blow your load on the 9 year. That's what I was thinking, man. I just don't want to, you know. Maybe I do 4 or 5 bands, you know.
I say 5, max 6.
Yeah, because I want to keep it short. You know, everybody's kind of tired of the festivals, the big ones. You know.
I mean, you guys do a lot out there. I don't see everything.
It just seems to be lately, that everything is a big to-do show. You know.
Well, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't think but look, it's about, you know, can we always commit that kind of time? And when you got 3 or 4 of these shows spreads, and this is where Promoter Town, you know, these guys are actually pretty brilliant, and I can't really wait to talk to Jesse because, you know, it really is a brilliant idea. They're trying to, you know, find a way to communicate with all the bands and say, look, you know, here we already have a show this date. Like, here, this show is happening. Let's get everybody to go to that show. Instead of let's book fucking 15 shows throughout the state, and you know, only 20 people come to each one. You know,
if you have 10 shows and 20 people are at once, and you take those bands and put them all on one show, all those 20 people are showing up to that show, and you have a unreal show.
Right, and big show, and so it's like. You know, and that's what they're trying to do, and I'm really looking forward to talking with them, and I'm really hoping that it's going to, you know, be
a call.
A call, yeah.
A joke.
Well, that I don't want.
Right? No, absolutely not. I would be unhappy with that as well.
I
think it'd be funny if we could actually interview him seriously while he's on the other show. I think that would be beyond epic. But if it's just going to be like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It'll just, that won't be as,
unnecessary.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you know, when I specifically asked that it not be that, you know.
Right.
And was promised that it would go, you know, properly.
That's awesome.
You know, I'm not angry necessarily at any individuals in other places. It's just, you know, I don't particularly like being played a fool.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, there's room for everybody.
Yep.
So to be an asshole just makes you an asshole.
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
So tonight, dude, Adam Lopez, my good dear friend from a long time now, New Age Media Management, Tangible, Digital. We're going to talk to him about that. I like to keep that conversation kind of going a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, I do. I like to hear from everybody who's throughout the scene of music a difference of opinion because it comes from, like, I can't wait to ask, you know, the guys from Old Bridge that question.
Yeah.
Because they're totally on the other side of it. You know,
sure.
They're the fan. They're the supporter. And to hear their opinion on it and say, you know, whatever they're going to say, I'm definitely interested in it, as well as him, who he's like the man in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, he's part fan. He's part, you know, company man. And, does it affect him if it's a digital thing? I mean, how he works his, you know, the bands he works with, how does he, you know, take part in that? Does he prefer them to go CD so there's more physical money?
Right.
or do you prefer it works both ways. I mean, the CD is physical money. It gets out there. The digital gets you out there a whole lot more for a lot less money.
Yeah.
We just got our rights check again. And it actually went up again a little bit. So there's a little change in it. But it was actually a lot more for a lot less this time, which I was really confused about. Right. And I couldn't understand it. We had 12 downloads and 30 streams or something on one song. And it paid us $11.
Wow, you guys are fucking millionaires, man.
I was I was trying to think about the numbers we had talked about from that one article the one time. And I'm like, well, either we just got a huge bump up in percentage or they missed something, numbers wise. I remember when we had 1,000 streams and made 75 cents.
Sure. Yeah,
it's all pretty, that's weird.
It's all pretty crazy. The other thing I had here was from Forbes, as I was saying earlier. We go to the RIAA, the Recording Industry Association of America, reports virtually no growth. The fact that the ship seems to at least steadied. It's not sinking any further, but there's no fucking growth. How will the industry start to experience growth again? Well, according to this article, digital sales never brought the boom the music industry hoped for. And as the reports indicate, streaming continues to pick up steam at a time when the music industry remains truly baffled as to how to turn streaming into a significant money maker. It's been a problem for fucking ever. Here are the RIAA's reports. Dude, in 2014, wholesale revenues for the U.S. recorded music industry rose 2% to $4.86 billion. It's a whole lot of fucking money, bro.
It is, but in the grand scheme, it's not.
It's not. But this is the fourth year of modest growth. Estimated retail value dropped 0.5%, which is quite a bit, man. Brought down, and retail value hung there for 4 years. If Taylor Swift hadn't released an album in 2014 and the Frozen soundtrack hadn't continued to sell, that would put it in the shitter. 15 years ago, Joe, see, they were at $6.97 billion this past year in 2014, right?
Right.
15 years ago, they were at $13 billion.
Well, and that directly correlates to nowhere to go buy a CD.
Yeah. Well, this is just, from the music industry, dude. It's just crazy. So it's because streaming is such a thing. And, dude, look, I've been streaming since 2006. Now, I'm a small fish. Very small fish in a very large fucking pond. But I've been doing it since 2006. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I understand that, but the one thing that they're missing in all this is that there is no fucking place to go buy a CD.
Right. Well, why? Because nobody's buying the fucking things.
No, it's because they allowed themselves to put themselves out of business.
Pretty much, dude. They fell asleep at the wheel. I totally 100% agree with you.
Dude, there wasn't a mall around anywhere that didn't have at least one,
if not two.
Store, if not two.
Right.
You had your mom and pops that were everywhere.
You had The Wall. You had fucking FYE.
Right.
You had, before FYE, you had Record Town. You had Tape World. You had fucking, dude. You had,
it was anywhere you wanted to go.
Yeah, Strawberries. Now, you had fucking, yeah.
And what the sad part is, now the only one place that you could buy a limited selection
is Best Buy, and it's horrible.
I'm going even further down the totem pole.
Oh, what?
Because Best Buy only carries, I think, 2 or 3 record labels.
Yeah, it's like top 40 stuff, yeah.
Right. Well, no, they do carry some certain metal. If you look, it's in there. You got a little bit of Target. That's all top 40. Oh, damn, I just forgot the name of that store. It's that little friggin' freak store. Hot Topic.
Oh, right. Which I heard they burned that down in South Park.
But they have a limited selection of mostly metal and, metalcore and, on the heavier side of stuff. Selection. It's, very, very limited. But kids of that genre the genre of heavy music, we'll just call it, that's the only place for them to go.
Right. Now,
And to me, that's the saddest thing going around right now in music.
paid streaming accounts now for 27% of U.S. music industry revenues, dude. 27% is from paid streaming, revenues, such as Spotify in their, freemium listening. And,
Right.
Pundits started writing about the demise of the CD the moment iTunes launched. I mean, of course, CDs, it's unfortunate, dude, because, much like we were talking with Nikita last week, dude, even though CDs, having them is a pain because you got to have the space, there's just something about owning a piece of the music. And then we all agreed, okay, yes, we'll agree to buy it digitally. And now you want us to stream it, and now we don't even own a piece of it. We can't play it whenever we want. We have to log into our account and put it in, and I don't know.
I mean, what do they think? People are going to... Technically, you're paying twice. You're paying for the streaming rights, per these premium sites. And there's an added charge in there if you really read your fine print that you're, it's like, we'll say $10 a month. Well, $8 that is for your streaming rights. The other $2 is to pay out the bands that you per song you stream.
Right.
If you're streaming 100 songs a day, divided by $2, that's where it just gets sad.
Yeah,
it should be technically reversed. But nobody's seeing any money for it in general. It's less than pennies.
Absolutely.
And I personally think, I'm not a streamer. I don't sit there and put on Pandora or, anything like that. It's just something I never got into. I am old school. I'll pop in my CD or I'll pop in my iPod, which I've downloaded my CDs to iTunes and, gone from there. I can count on one hand how many songs I bought off of iTunes. I do everything from my physical CDs. I will go somewhere to find that CD if I have to. I will order it from a website, whatever. I just, and maybe it's because I am a musician and I'm part of that culture and I want to see the bands get the money, but they let it happen. They sold the rights to the songs to these companies to be streamed. So they can't be mad about it.
Yeah. And that's why Taylor Swift, she decided to take her music elsewhere, and you know what, that's her right to do, and kudos or not kudos to her, it's up to her. I mean, look, this is the way of the future, and as being the only chick who sold enough to make a platinum record, Joe, I guess she kind of knows what the fuck she's talking about, huh? Who am I to question Taylor Swift?
Well, let me ask you this: did her record label pay to get her platinum?
Who knows?
I mean, think about it.
Anything is possible, my friend.
No one was even close.
Dude, it's 8:44. Adam's going to be calling in here any minute. We haven't played any music yet. We should play a tune. Dude, here's something funny. And well, maybe not funny, but, silly. Back in the day, our guest tonight is Adam Lopez, okay? And back in the day, Adam was in a band called To Ride a Riot, okay? And in 2008, OFNR, burned down, and we had to move to like a temporary facility. Well, we didn't stop doing OFNR because there was no fucking way I'm stopping. I wanted to continue doing it, so we scheduled them as an in-studio guest, and I have acoustic To Ride a Riot from fucking 2009, I think.
Wow.
So we're gonna play the entire set from them at the end of the show tonight.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Because why not, dude? I've known Adam for a long time, and I think it's cool that he's still like in the music thing and like doing it and actually
one way or another,
making it happen. And I'm kind of envious of the kid, honestly, because it's like I could only wish and dream to be doing what the fuck he's doing. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say it again, but
What?
you know what I'm gonna say.
No, what are you gonna say?
All you have to do is sit down and figure out your plan of attack, and you can do it. You know you can. You just need a plan of attack.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like I'm running into a brick wall, man, because it's at the end of the day, Joe, the conversation is, and I don't give a fuck if we go to music, dude. At the end of, and this is OFNR right here, official OFNR Radio live, for real. At the end of the day, dude, it's all really about money. You know what I mean? And that's what pisses me off the most.
See, but a lot of it don't think of the end result now. You can start small and build money to get to that end result.
Oh, no question. It's just a matter of figuring out how to fucking get started, because you gotta have some starting money to get started. You can't start with nothing and expect to go anywhere.
Well, I just from experience, we started doing what we started doing with $0. Through a couple shows to build some revenue. We did not cheat any bands by doing it. We pay out, exceptionally well for promoters. Probably too good. But we know what it takes to be in a band and bands that struggle, to get stuff done. And we just kept putting it aside and putting it aside. And it allowed us to do more. And when we did more, we got more back. And then we were able to still pay out well. And, it snowballs itself. But the one thing is, you don't have to do it alone. Two heads are always better than one.
Oh, there's no question, dude. And see, throughout the entire history of OFNR, I've always worked with others because I'm no fool.
Right.
It's just gotten a lot more difficult. I mean, and hence, look what we're doing now. I mean, this Skyping is a beautiful thing. It keeps us connected each and every week.
Right.
And if for no other reason, just for you and I to speak each and every week.
Yeah, just to fuck around. But
exactly.
But like I said, you sit down, you draw out a battle plan. And if it starts off with throwing one show every 3 months, four bands, that's it. Pull them from 4 different states if you want. That doesn't matter. You start it off small, and then bang, you have a big one. And then back to doing little shows. You build up that the way you're promoting it, that is that you are moving on to something larger with this. And people will start recognizing what your end result is, and that's when people jump all in.
Right.
I mean, I'm only speaking from what I've been doing since we've left Connecticut. And I sent out one text and got responses I couldn't even believe I got. Within seconds, there was no questions. It was, yeah, I'm in. And I believe I got one from you too. So,
well, of course, I'm in. I mean, dude.
But you know what I'm saying? You work towards that end result. You don't jump to it immediately. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that. They say, I'm going to do this, and I'm going gusto right off the bat. Unfortunately, 95% of the time that fails because you've already given them too much.
Yep.
And you have to create a brand. It just doesn't happen.
Well, of course, dude, look. And OFNR, I've been doing this for for fucking 8-9 years now, man. That's what we've been doing, is building a brand name that people respect. You know what I mean? You go out to the heavy metal community and you ask around about OFNR, man. You're not going to get maybe but 1 or 2 people, and probably most of them will be the guys from the Eyes of the Dead saying "fuck you."
Yeah.
But they say so in love and kindness. If you ask most people in the Connecticut community, they'll stand up to say OFNR is pretty fucking good people. I mean, that we always do what we say and say what we do.
Do you get my point now?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
You're answering your own question. You know what I mean? It's the tool is there. You just have to use it now. And you know how to use it. You just got to have to formulate that plan. And like I said, it doesn't have to start. Dude, you could do 2 band shows, 3 band shows, whatever. You know, Cherry Street night. Once every 2 months. 3 bands. You know, and take them from all over so it has a different appeal every time. It used to happen around here where every Friday night at a place called The Saint, they used to do Night at the Saint. And he drew in bands from everywhere. He had one staple band on it every week. And then drew in 3 other bands. It was awesome. It gave us something to look forward to, something to do every month. So, we got it. We'll figure this one out.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, man, and this is the God honest truth, and I'm saying this with every fucking fiber of my being, if I could figure out a way to survive doing what I do, then, and that's what I've always been, that's what I always heard, find something that you love to do and the money will come. Well, I found something I fucking really love to do, man, and I've been doing it a really long time, and I still haven't figured out a way for the money to come.
Well, you just gotta, sometimes you need someone just to turn the switch on. Look at it from a different point of view with you.
Power on.
Yeah. All right, let's play some music real quick. We got 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Got a song. Why don't you play some Eyes of the Dead?
Why don't you go screw yourself? Whoa.
I've been trying.
Just not bendy enough? Oh, wow, that's echoey.
Echoey.
All right, you want to hear some Eyes?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Shit, okay, Eyes.
I'm going to make a drink during it. And
Dead. And I'm going to play something older, because I know everybody's all up on their fucking dick about their new album. And I like the new album and all. But, they do have old stuff, too.
Yes, they do.
And, I got
one. By the way, congratulations on the nomination, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You shouldn't nominate me because it's not even the right category, but I appreciate the fucking nomination. Yeah. I really do.
Get your turntables out.
Wiki. DJ Knob. Knob. Bob. All right, we're going to play some live prophecy. Because, OFNR likes doing these kind of things. This is from This is actually from October 1st, Joe.
Let's do this.
From 2011, from the first time you guys played in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah.
This is from that same night.
Awesome.
So, Prophecy, Eyes of the Dead. We'll be right back with Adam Lopez from New Age Media Management, right here on OFNR. Indie 180 with Joe and Knob.
Yeah, man.
No Brian Almeida.
I yelled it. He yelled it.
most descriptive show on the internet.
Tonight we are egg-shaped eye.
Meanwhile, listeners tune in for the pearls of wisdom you can only get on OFNR.
I can at least look.
Yeah, that's right. You look but can't touch but you can't taste but you can't enjoy. As long as you don't enjoy, you're good.
That's just no fun.
All right, give us your name so everybody knows who you is.
I'm Nikita. I'm the newest member. I play rhythm guitar.
So now, do you come from the digital age or do you come from the tangible age?
I see the pros and cons of both. I do like having CDs, and if I can, like if I'm in Newberry Comics or Music Outlet over in Enfield, I'll peruse CDs and records nonstop. I love having them. It's just space is a bit of an issue, and with certain records, like especially ones from like Europe and junk, it gets really pricey to have that physical copy, but it's so worth it sometimes. I'm kind of caught in the middle, but I do love having CDs and like reading the liner notes and having the lyrics right there and all the artwork and junk.
You can't bring a digital download to have somebody sign it for you.
As much as the digital age is a necessary evil, like I've said 1,000 times, it's killing us at the same time.
They're killing you!
Tuesday nights, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern, only on official FN Radio, Indie 180.
And look at that. If nothing else, the dude is punctual. Where's... Oh.
You call him a punk?
No, I didn't call him a punk. I would never. It like sometimes it's weird with Google Voice. It like starts ringing. I go to pick it up and then it stops ringing. So I don't know if they've hung up or if it's hung up or what.
Yeah, I've had issues with that myself.
But even on my phone, like my phone doesn't like because it's all connected. My phone doesn't ring when this goes down, you know. So I don't know if it's a glitch. This is a brand new computer, by the way.
Oh, you're up and running.
Tonight's the first real show like this, yeah. So, we are waiting for Adam. He's trying to call in.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. We've been speaking about the digital age.
Yeah.
And my daughter's upstairs FaceTiming her best friend. And I'm thinking to myself, she's 10 years old. And she's freaking FaceTiming.
Right.
And it blows my mind how young these kids are now. And are totally involved into the digital age. You know, like your kid plays video games probably like a champ.
Oh, well, yeah, certain ones. Certain games are very challenging for him. But yeah, he plays like he's got these games called Skylanders. I don't know if you've seen them or know of those.
I've heard.
But basically they're little like action figures. They can't move, you know. They're like statuettes, okay, of different characters. And you buy these different characters and you bring them home and you put them on this little like device. It's they call it a portal. It's basically a USB device. And then went to voicemail. Here.
Hey, where are you guys?
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, you know.
But yeah, dude. So anyway, you put these little figures on the goddamn portal, dude, and they come to life on the goddamn game, dude. It's wild, bro.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But it just blows my mind. You know, one that she's growing up so fast, and
oh right.
Two, that she's using this whole digital lifestyle. Like her friend's away right now, so it's like it's Carmine's daughter,
right?
And they're just yipping away up there.
Adam,
hello,
Adam.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, yo? It's me. It's Knob, and of course I got Joe Stagger from New Jersey on the line.
What's up?
Cool. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? It's so good to talk to you, man. It's been forever.
Likewise. How's the wife and kids?
Good, man. It's all good, you know.
Awesome. I love to hear it.
Yeah, man. They're getting so big. My oldest is actually starting kindergarten this year, and it's just like, holy shit.
Oh my God, you feel like an old man over there.
Yeah, back in my day, Adam, you know, diggity fool.
Yeah.
Some things never change, man. But yeah, dude. So anyway, it's really good to talk with you, and it's cool too. It's almost perfect timing, man, because Joe and I have been doing this Indie 180 show now since January, like together, really, officially.
Yeah.
And since the start of the year here, we've been really talking about the new music industry, the way things really are, and, you know, trying to kind of enlighten, you know, bands and those who listen to our show about, you know, kind of how it is. And, you know, we were talking about, you know, treating your band as a business, and it was, you were like, hey, you know, I'd like to be on the show. I was like, you know, it's funny because here's a guy who used to be in a band to Ride a Riot, and I was telling Joe, dude, I still have those. I have the recording of you guys doing the acoustic set.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that was decades ago.
It almost was, dude. It was 2000.
Yeah,
it
true.
was 2009 now, so I'm gonna play that at the end of the night. I'm playing the whole fucking
Oh
thing.
my god, I'll have to keep listening for it.
Just because, you know, and I mean that was a long fucking time ago.
Oh yeah, it was.
But anyway, now you're doing New Age Media Management, and now this is your company, right?
Yes, yeah. Started it about almost 4 years ago in August. So.
And I don't know if the last time we spoke you were doing this or you were contemplating doing this. It's been a while since we spoke.
Yes, yeah, it has. I think I had just begun putting all the ducks in a row, so to speak, right. And yeah, now we're 4 years later, and it's bumping.
So are you loving every minute of it? Is this like a dream come true for you?
I enjoy being my own boss, you know, and obviously being able to be around the music 24/7. It's very exhausting because obviously it's still a very, very new company. So we're bringing on, you know, we have about 6 or 7 people that work for us. So, you know, responsibility delegation and, you know, time management are very, very crucial points for me now, you know. So it's kind of just shifting to a newer paradigm and, you know, a newer way to operate. So I love it every single day, obviously, you know, but it gets exhausting at times. But I guess I do what I love, so I'm happy.
Now, you say you do what you love, and you know, tell everyone here kind of what it is that you do at New Age Media Management.
Yeah, we're a talent management firm, so we handle all kinds of artists from all over, I guess, all over the world in essence, and also from all over the, I guess, the musical spectrum. We handled everyone from, you know, concert pianists to hip-hop acts to rock acts to solo artists, so we're kind of all over the place, which I like to stay diverse. I think diversifying as a company is very important because it helps you learn new trends and new strategies in particular genres. So a lot of people like to kind of stay in a very niche market, but I think diversity really helps build a company.
Oh, for sure, man. And that's, I mean, you reach more people with, you know, with the stuff that they like instead of being very closed in and yeah, niche, like you were saying.
Absolutely.
So now, I mean, our thing has been, you know, obviously, you know, earlier in the year we spoke on the idea of treating band like a business, and you know, not every band needs to necessarily do this if they're happy just being a band and just kind of having fun. But if you really want to move forward, I mean, how important is it to do like a trademark of the band name? How important is it for those kind of steps that may be lost, you know, on bands?
As far as all the clerical and administrative work, as far as that stuff goes, it's very, very important. I mean, it depends. If you've been a band for, you know, 6 months to a year and you have, you know, your stuff copywritten, or like, you know, you've copywritten it in some way, even if you've just done the poor man's copyright, like we like to call it, and just mail the CD and the lyrics to yourself in an envelope and just don't open the envelope, because if someone ever did say that this was their material, you have an envelope postmarked with a particular date on it with all the content in the envelope. So a lot of artists do the poor man's copyright, which, you know, I've never, in all my experiences with all the artists we've worked with, we've had very, very, very few copyright or trademark infringement scenarios. So as far as that stuff goes, it's important, but I mean, I know that at first a lot of bands have very little startup capital to do it, and some of this stuff can get very pricey. You have to get a trademarking lawyer and stuff like this. So I would say it's definitely important when you're at the point where you have the finances to be able to execute something of that magnitude. And as you were saying, you know, with bands running it like a business, you know, I was at a music conference. I was speaking at the New England Music Conference about a month ago, and a girl had approached our panel that we were speaking on, and she was saying that she had gotten offered a record deal, and she said, you know, it was a 360 deal, this and that. So for those listeners who aren't familiar with a 360 deal, it's where the label takes a percentage of all of your gross income. So merchandising, publishing, recorded music, record sales, sometimes touring income, depends. But so she was like, how do I know that it's the right deal and if I should take it? And a lot of bands kind of come to that scenario, and this is the way that the model that we've kind of been adapting to, and the way we look at it is a label deal typically works is they're going to give you X amount of dollars for support. We'll say $10,000, and they're going to take a percentage of your income on the back end. And a typical label deal is, anywhere from 40, could be as high as 70%. It really depends on the situation. But the way I kind of explain to artists when they come to me, that we have a label deal, we don't know if it's good or not. You have to look at how much money your band makes per year. Your band, creates an amount of income per year that is, in essence, what your business makes. So for them to take a portion of your quote-unquote equity in your brand, you really have to make sure that it's worth the dollar amount that your band or brand is valued at. So that really sheds a lot of light on the subject for a lot of people. If someone's looking to give you $10,000 for 40% of your gross revenue, then it doesn't really make a lot of sense because your gross revenue that equity is worth much more than that. So a lot of artists don't really think of it in that really, hammered down business sense. But that's really the way, we do a lot of our deals, and it makes it really, really fair, and the artists really, really get what they're worth out of it, truly.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of what they're worth, what's your thoughts on, fast forward a few weeks now, we've been talking also about, like, streaming, being the new beast on town, even though it's been around forever. The new evil thing. And, any thoughts on ideas like Spotify and Pandora? Now that it's, it's kind of like you're not even owning the music. You're now just going to stream it and almost rent the ability to hear music.
Exactly. As far as streaming services go, I feel like they've done their job as far as the proof of concept goes exponentially. They've done a terrific job of proving that the concept does work. I'm torn in the fact, as I feel like bands, and artists who truly understand how streaming works, it's very difficult because streaming, number one, gets you on a platform in front of, a great, very vast audience, but you're also dealing with the situation of market saturation, where there are so many artists out there that, for you to bubble to the top, on any platform, whether it be streaming, whether it be traditional CD, whether it be, just iTunes or digital download, anything like that. So you're being able to be, the accessibility is valuable, but the pay on the back end isn't very valuable, obviously, because, it takes an exponential amount of streams to even recoup any money from having your songs on these type of platforms. But with all of that being said, I like it as a manager. Obviously it cuts into our back-end percentage when, for our commission on artists, but the accessibility is there. And realistically, the accessibility is very, very important, but it's not as important as being able to break that artist out of an oversaturated market. So it's awesome that they exist there and that they live there and all their songs are there, but the challenge really is, regardless of the platform, is making the artist stand out and be unique amongst, a very, very cluttersome, I suppose, regime.
Sure. Now, we're talking about all this. Any thoughts on the idea that last year, 2014, being the first year ever that there was only one platinum record? Any thought on that?
It's really, it was Taylor Swift, for those of you who don't know. Yes. It was a situation where, honestly, it's kind of skewed because she's such a powerhouse that it's not surprising that, she's the 0.001% of the music business, so it's really surprising because, number one, the amount of people that discover new music via a CD or via a digital download or via a friend's recommendation is dwindling immensely. Nowadays, something like 64 or 65% of music is discovered via YouTube. So you're not even going to a physical, tangible medium anymore to discover this music, which sometimes people, you were never really, back in the day, everyone on this call probably has done this, has picked up a CD, this is, old school, and just been like, oh, I like the cover art, I've heard of this act, I'll buy this CD. It's $10. We'll see how it is. You either love it or you hate it, and it goes in your massive booklet of like 200 CDs. I've done that. I'm sure everyone else on this call has done that as well. So,
most definitely.
But it's difficult with the transition. It's like it's very difficult because people are streaming nowadays, and they're working on a paradigm and a situation where they're trying to allocate streams into counting towards the RIAA, which is the Recording Industry Association of America, to count those towards gold and platinum records, which they started doing, I think, last year or the year before. They're trying to integrate that, and they're also trying to integrate YouTube views. into gold and platinum records. So they're really trying to keep up. I feel like they're always maybe one step behind, but to create an algorithm to calculate all that is very, very difficult. So with that being said, with one platinum record, I mean, it's not to say that that medium or that platform is lost, but it is exceedingly difficult to compete on a level like that.
Yeah, and it's quite, to me, it's quite amazing only because, as you say, all of us on this call understand what you're saying. It's because you're implying we're old, and I am totally old. And dude, back in the day, man, there was like platinum records were happening all the time. It was like a constant thing, like it felt almost monthly there for a while.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When Kid Rock and stuff was coming out, and I know a lot of people will piss on that, but dude, he was making platinum records and pretty quickly at that.
Exactly.
And he wasn't alone. It was so many artists from so many different, places were making these, just massive sales of records, and then all of a sudden, Napster.
Yep.
Napster was like a napalm bomb, just boom. And they should have. They should have jumped on board.
I think Napster was refreshing, honestly.
They should
personally.
They should have. But what I'm saying is the industry should have jumped on board instead of being so.
Yes.
Instead of being so, against it. They should have They should have embraced it and said, "This is going to be the next big thing," and they could have. They could have started right then and there with the, you shut down Napster and you just make it. This is how it is,
Absolutely. And as far as Napster and stuff go, and all of those type of services go, because remember we had LimeWire and there was there's a ton of, I'm probably dating myself like crazy using those words, but it's a situation, it's like where you can't pick up the phone because you're downloading a song and it takes 2 days to download a whole album. Yeah,
Mom,
those
get off
days,
the phone.
those are the dark ages of internet music, I feel like. So, but it's always a position too where the music industry is always the last dog to the bowl as far as technology goes. Because everyone at all the big players, Warner, Universal, all of those, Sony, all of those big companies they're run by executives. Well, they used to be, and they still are, some of them, who are, in their 60s, in their late 50s and 60s. So, they're always the last dog to the bowl because a lot of the time they fear innovation, which is why a lot of these companies like Spotify, come up and just destroy the market share for streaming services. If Universal or Sony, or anyone realistically in the label realm came up with that concept 3, 4, 5 years ago, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, couldn't they had to have seen once it, had its little inception, like with iTunes, where you could start to, just download the music without getting the record. They had to see it coming.
Well, I see that even being before, even like we were saying, Napster or LimeWire. I mean,
right, but
the writing was on the wall way back then, man.
Right, but they thought they got rid of that when they just abolished it all.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They didn't look further.
It's a position where I'm sorry to interrupt. It's a position where the consumer clearly showed these companies what they want. And all they do is try and kind of throw some water on the fire and like, okay, we got that fire out of here. But there are so many little embers that kept burning after that. That's why all these services, I feel like exist today. But absolutely, I agree.
It's just I don't know. I can't believe they were so blind to it. I almost think that they saw it coming and said it'll never take.
Yeah, well, they were thinking because look how many times it had happened, dude. I mean, look, the mini disc, that was a total failure, man. That was a total failure, man. That never, just never stuck. I mean, what they make 1 or 2 mini disc actual records. They were just horrible. It was a terrible medium. But now they didn't think that this was going to be the big thing, and then all of a sudden, I mean, it just out of nowhere really kind of. Once they took away the cool thing that everybody wanted to do, aka Napster, everybody and their brother was like, how do we find a way to do something like Napster without Napster?
Yeah.
Exactly. See, if a label was smart, this is obviously hindsight is always 20/20.
Of course.
And I'm sure I could stop I could stop the Titanic from sinking if I went back far enough.
Sure.
But it's a situation where it's like, if a label president, because labels obviously have very, very deep pockets, and obviously there were a lot of royalties that artists felt they were owed from Napster. If a label really just kind of saw what Napster was doing and the amount of astronomically high traffic rates it was getting. A label, if I were the president of a label, I would understand that I have obviously a bevy of investors and everything at my disposal. I would have just purchased the entire Napster platform, paid off the artists on the back end for the royalties they were owed, and then owned the only gateway into digital music.
Right.
Which is really one of the ways to monopolize. We'd be in a whole different situation right now if one of the labels just understood that when it first came out. But as opposed to, I guess, trying to embrace it, they were very closed-minded and tried to just, kind of throw it by the wayside, thinking it would never catch. But people had already gotten a taste, and at that point, it's just too late.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my point is that they were just poo-pooing it because they never thought it was going to hit, and when it hit, it was like a nuclear bomb.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's like I was, I'm not big on the streaming thing. I'm from the old school. And unfortunately, me being in a band, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
It's like having a distro deal without someone taking your money for it. I mean, and me being an independent and being on Spotify and, Pandora and all that, you still don't get paid crap for it.
Yeah, which is true. I mean, it's unfortunate too because obviously, we're one and the same. You look at manager, look at artist. Obviously, managers get a commission on what the artist makes. So we see, it's like a lot of people see, get very discouraged because of it. A lot of artists I've spoken to are very discouraged with the streaming situation now and the whole royalty share and this and that. And, it kind of segues into, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but Jay-Z has just purchased a technology company overseas, and he's trying to start this new platform called Tidal, which is another subscription-based service, but I guess they're saying that they're going to pay artists more fairly. The problem is their price point for a monthly subscription is starting at $19.99.
Wow.
I guess they're trying to explain to that. They're trying to prove their concept that this is something consumers want, which I feel like is just an absolutely massive mistake. Because if you look at streaming services, it's something where a lot of people want to do it for free. A lot of people have applications like Grooveshark, iHeartRadio, Spotify free version, Pandora, like you were saying. It's a situation where it's like now you're going to make that barrier to entry $10. You're going to increase the going market rate by 100%. And you're going to tell people that you're going to pay artists more fairly. It's not going to matter how fair you're paying the artist because no one's going to listen to it. So if you get 10 streams and you make, maybe, we'll say realistically, maybe 20 cents a stream, realistically, it's not going to matter because you're not making up for that in volume. So that's been a huge, talk of the music business as to why Jay-Z is attempting to recruit all of these artists, all of these massive artists, to kind of rally with him and come up with a fair, I guess, royalty sharing platform. But the barrier to entry is too high for the average consumer because even me, I have a Spotify premium account and I absolutely love it. I love having access to 90% of the songs ever written, ever recorded is right at my fingertips, which I think is great. Not to mention a lot of people worry about gigabyte storage nowadays on their cell phones. So I can't have, my old iPod, I had an 80 gig iPod, I had 30,000 songs on that thing. Now I have a 32 gig cell phone, which is mostly filled with pictures, videos, which are more important nowadays than keeping that music on your phone. So it's very interesting, the shift that's happening and these concepts that people are coming up with, and I'm very interested to see how it plays out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's quite wild. I mean, being someone who comes from vinyl, even, growing up, we had record players. I mean, I remember having not only music, but I had storybooks on 45s, Owl at Home and shit. And then moving from that to and even 8-tracks were there. I never really, was aware of them much. And then we went to tapes, and then we went to CDs, and then I've seen now the digital age, of course, and I watched this whole thing go down. And hold on a second here, I gotta hang on. I gotta get on AOL here. Hang on a second. Get off the phone! Come on! Almost. Come on! Come on! We're on, dude. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, all right. Cool.
Oh, good. I'm stoked. Oh, got worried there for a minute.
Shit, dude. Do you remember that? My God, dude. It was so awful.
Oh, yeah.
So, and you would pray, and you'd pray that it would connect. You'd pray it actually connect. Come on, please connect.
You're like, don't pick up the phone. Yeah.
It's like, don't. Yeah, dude, I'm downloading something.
I just want to look at internet porn.
It's so crazy, but yeah, man. I think it's just it truly is, as you say, it's truly something wild to think of, and I hate to be curmudgeon about it, but for me, and I say this to almost every one of our guests lately, is there's nothing like buying an album or a disc. Do you know what I mean? Like, I agree. My example is, my father had given me, when I was younger, I'm very much into the pro wrestling, and my father had given me a wrestling LP, like, with, all the old school guys like singing and stuff. Well, in the inside cover is Roddy Piper. Well, I got a chance to meet him, and I brought him the album, and I'm like, sign this. I paid for whatever the signature was. It cost me. And it's like, I can't bring a digital download to somebody to sign my digital download. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's a connection there that I now have because I've actually met the person. Like, there's something to that. Like, if I could meet, let's say, Metallica, for instance, or Pantera, when everyone was alive, or Black Sabbath or whoever, any of these guys, if I could actually meet them, that would be the same sort of scenario. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get at here is.
It's just simply that there's nothing better than going to a concert, getting a CD, or getting it in the store and hopping in your car and plugging it right in.
Or even having it as an art. Like, dude, I have LPs in frames as art. Like, they're actually art to me. And and like there's special limited edition, like a special limited edition Dream Theater 180 gram vinyl. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I do. To me, that's important.
Exactly.
It's fucking
exactly. I feel like there's a real lost appreciation for that tangible product. It's something where, especially nowadays, I was out in LA last month, and I was having a discussion with someone about why there was no good pizza out there. And I was like, hey, why is there no good pizza out in Los Angeles? And everyone's like, oh, the tap water, this and that. But everyone's like, no, I love the pizza out here, all the locals. So I think it's a situation where since kids nowadays can't really assimilate to that feeling, they don't really know what they're missing. So it's something where they can't really, create an affinity for it because they're just used to all the digital age, which I will definitely agree that from a convenience standpoint, it's terrific, but I mean, they've never had to go through, like, to them, it's taking a step backwards. And for us, it was a step progressing towards digital. So I feel like we have, we will always have a greater appreciation for it, which I think is really good. I mean, it also helps, from artists and managers nowadays who, I'm in my mid-20s. There are people who are, in their late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s. And it's like trying to transition from that because we're all in a very, very, I have always had this discussion. We're in a very, very interesting time period. All of us on this call, I'm assuming everyone's between 25 and 35 or 40 on this call. So we were the people who were coming through having absolutely zero digital presence at all, zero digital presence, to having one computer in your home, to having 2 or 3 computers in your home, and then 2 or 3 TVs, then having, 4 or 5 computers in your house between laptops and, desktops. Then we were having tablets and smartphones. We saw everything come from literally the Stone Age of almost zero electronics to having almost too many. There's an abundance of electronics nowadays. So we were in a very, very interesting space in time. So, which is always very intriguing when I try and create business models and think about it like that. So it's very interesting.
And when you really think about it, in the last 10 years alone, the amount of tech is overwhelming in just like in scope. As far as like 10 years ago, there were no such things as smart devices, really. Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. It's incredible. It's overwhelming sometimes. That's why, like, whenever I see, whenever people who are like in their, their mid 50s or something like that, like, people's parents, for example, they're like, I have no idea what you guys, what's going on. Like, my mom just got an iPhone. She's like 54, and she's got an iPhone, and she's like, I have no idea how to use this. I'm so scared. And I'm like, no, come on, it's easy. Just do this. But I think about it. It's like, if I had to go keep up with the technology as a 55 or 60-year-old, say 40 years from now, I would have no idea what I was doing.
Right.
I'd be a dinosaur. So I can see where it's a very daunting task to keep up with all the technology and stuff like that. And I love the technology space. I'm a huge fan of it. I have a couple of ventures in it. So it's like I love operating in that space. But it's very competitive and it's very, very overwhelming at times. Absolutely.
It truly, I mean, and for me, again, it's just one of those, I'm the old curmudgeon guy that's like, I of course I accept it, but dude, I've do OFNR. I've been doing this for, 8 years now, almost 9 years. Of course I accept the digital age. And I remember in 2007 when the RIAA and, Sound Exchange was trying to break down fucking internet radio with their insane royalty rates that they're trying to charge us small broadcasters, just ridiculous amounts of money. And it's like, why are we paying, this ridiculous sum? We're such small fish. Why isn't this guy and this guy, why isn't it fair and based on, how many spins and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And suffice to say, back in 2007, dude, there was like a day of internet radio silence. You turn on any internet radio and there was none. It was crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah, man, it was pretty wild. And we all kind of took a stand and said, you either make it fair or this is what's going to happen. You're going to want to turn on, AOL radio, and there ain't going to be no AOL radio or whatever.
Yeah.
And people were freaking out because, they all listened to, internet radio back then was kind of a, starting thing. It was a trendy thing then,
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's really, really quite interesting. I mean, and we've just been chatting about, streaming, not streaming, and there's really no backtracking at this point, right? I mean, we move forward. I mean,
I feel like it's adapt or die at this point, and it's something where people will try and reinvent the model. I feel like throughout time and throughout the next 2, 3, 5 years, but it's something where even artists, it's very, very difficult to kind of wrap our heads around as people coming from the artist side of it, because it's so difficult to figure out how to supplement and augment that lost income. And even though CD sales probably are definitely not the highest grossing item for artists by any means as of maybe 2003, 2004, but it's still a situation like we were saying before, people are just going to great lengths to really try and get rid of the CD. Even Apple doesn't even create computers with CD drives in them anymore. It's like most new cars you buy don't have a CD drive.
Right.
So it's like, it's they're very definitely trying to kind of discourage the CD market a lot, I feel like. Also with Apple, it's genius because they already cornered the market with iTunes, so they're trying to just further their market share by taking the CD option out of their hardware, which is interesting and it's genius. But, it's something where it's like the CDs, are almost completely obsolete. I think something like 30% of people bought a CD last year. It's super low. It's like 30 or 31% bought a CD, and it's discouraging, but I mean, we have to adapt or die. So it's the world we live in.
Yeah, but I don't think we have to dive in head first.
From a personal standpoint, I kind of have to, because if I'm the dinosaur in my corner, then artists are going to drop me like flies.
You're
so
out,
I kind of always have to be on the cusp. But as a consumer, I definitely want to keep my CDs close to my heart.
No, I understand what you're saying in that. I think it can work in both worlds. It's just we're so friggin' technology happy that
and see, the ADD has gotten out of hand. I mean, I read an article last year or a few months ago even, and I don't know if Joe, if you remember, we talked about how the average listener listens to maybe 30 seconds or something like that before they're on to the next song even. And I forget what the article was, but I'll see if I can pull it up for you. But it was quite interesting to hear, like, the attention span of music is very, very short, unless you find, consumers of music. And I've come across a few who are true consumers of music and don't really care how they get it. I don't know. For me, I don't know if streaming is great and good and all, but I just like having, I need to have that audio so I could use it for my radio station.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. It's a situation for me, from my standpoint, where it's like, I definitely, the song ADD thing it's such a true point nowadays, especially where in technology, ADD overall is just incredible. It's like back in the days when you would have a vinyl or you would have, a cassette tape. It's like nobody ever wanted to go through the trouble to try and find that groove where their song was. People who are younger probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Or fast forwarding, the tape to try and get the beginning of your favorite song and so on. You know, it's like, as far as technology addictions go, I think our society is just riddled with it. And the other day, I say this with the most humility in the world. I was on my laptop and I was taking a break, and I checked my phone, and I was on Facebook on my phone, and I was on my computer, and I was on Facebook on my computer and my phone at the same time. And I was like, wow, I need to just turn my electronics off for like an hour and just reboot. You know, it's just technology overload. But yeah, it's getting ridiculous out there for sure.
Yeah, I find myself doing the same shit, dude, for sure. Like, what the hell? Wait a minute. And it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. It's so, it's so crazy. And we move on with it. We move forward with it. You either evolve or die. You know what I mean? And you either evolve first or die, especially in this, you know, in this industry. And you got to be almost ahead of the game and think, okay, what could be up the next alley and turn, you know, and it's constantly changing and evolving. Now you can have it on, you know, you got these iDevices, these cool, you know, tablets. You got tablets that are computers with Microsoft, you know, that like they're computers by day and tablets by night, and it's like, holy crap,
it's crazy.
You know,
yeah. It's crazy.
You know, we got 3D printers now, bro. 3D printers, bro.
That one.
That's incredible,
dude. I've seen that in action. It is absolutely insane. It truly blows my mind.
I believe it. I can't even begin to wrap my head around how a 3D printer works. Honestly, it's such an incredible technology that is just like, it's status quo to people nowadays and teenagers nowadays, but. You know, it's crazy for people of our generation. My God, I sound like we're 100. But it's really an incredible item. So
back in my day, now in diggity.
Yeah, exactly.
I
got to go buy some new golf balls for my walker right now. So.
We got those there regular kind of uninflatable ones, and Grandpa, go back to bed. What the fuck is he talking about? No, you're right. I mean, dude, I'm totally with you. I think it's just. And it's, you know, what's 5 years from now? What's 10 years from now? What's going to happen? How are we going to evolve? Where are we going from here? Because there is, you know, it seems streaming is going to be the way, and then there's going to come something, you know, because
it's very true.
You know, then how do we pick the live? You know, because FM. I mean, I think we can all agree FM radio is pretty much kind of in the. You know, in the Stone Age at this point, as far as music is concerned, because I mean, people just aren't listening to the same tunes all the time. You know what I mean? They're really eclectic and constantly evolving.
Absolutely. You know, I think it's great though, because I think even for all the years I've known you, Bob, you know, it's a situation where you guys have such a great niche market that it just works, you know, unparalleled for you guys, in my opinion anyway. I think it's absolutely terrific what you guys have going on. You've kept a dedicated user base for a number of years, which is very, very impressive. So I think you guys are going to be A-okay. So.
Oh, greatly appreciate it, man. Yeah, we just do what we can, and man, we've been having some great shows. You know, we've been Joe here has been putting together shows that, you know, bring Connecticut to Jersey and Jersey to Connecticut, and, you know, really trying to make a great network of people, man. And we had a hell of a show here at Cook's, and then they had you guys had an amazing show down there in Jersey. So, you know,
I mean, we're just trying to, you know, it's taking networking to another level, you know, just not communicating through a phone or an email or through Facebook. It's bringing us face to face, and, you know, it's a two-part thing. It's really for the bands that are out of state to get more exposure on a different level, not just, you know, through streaming or, you know, being heard on a local radio station in another state, but seeing it for yourself. And the bands we bring in, you got to see for yourself. And then it's bringing the fans together and all the promoters, you know, that are, well, not promoters, but all the sponsors that are involved with the show, you know, together. They get to see these new bands, and then maybe they want to do something with them. And, you know, like how it worked out with Coldcock. Now they want, you know, they saw what we did, and now there's bands that they want, that were a part of our show, that they want to sponsor.
Right.
So it's got so many levels that we are trying to create from it, and it's working. You know, the fans get to see an incredible show. The bands get to make contacts. The fans get to hang out with the bands, because they all hang out with the people in the crowd. We're all sitting there drinking beers and having a good time, and we were signing autographs for everybody. It's something different than just going to a show.
Right. It's a spectacle, and I think there's something to be said for that for artists. That if you're gonna go and do a show, make it something. Make it really something spectacular. Adam, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I feel like that's the one part of the entire music business, which I feel like people are trying to, kind of take bits and pieces of. And I think that going to a live event, any type of event, whether it be a festival setting or, a smaller venue show, something more intimate, I think that's one experience that you can't synthesize. You can't recreate through any other type of medium. Sure, they have like concert streaming services now where you can watch a concert on your laptop, but the pure emotion and the feeling you get from going to a live concert and seeing a band that you like, or even maybe discovering a new band, is really a situation that is terrific. We've all been there, and we've all had that great emotional feeling when you hear the kick drum and you feel the kick drum in your chest, and it's just a great feeling. It's just a terrific atmosphere, which I don't really feel like anybody. I feel like that's the secret sauce to music, and that's why people still consume it at the incredible rate that they do. That's really the X factor. That feeling is something that, that can't be bottled up. It's something you can't really describe to anybody unless they've felt it themselves, and I feel like that's really where bands need to execute and really make their consumer and their, kind of fans happy and really, interact with them. Like you were saying, Joe, I believe, right? That was it, Joe. Like I was saying, it's something that's really terrific, and that medium is not, I don't think that's going to go anywhere anytime soon. And that genuine emotion towards it is invaluable.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, from a total standpoint of the bands and doing these cross-state things, man, it's really kind of cool to see, one of the bands here, Connecticut metal band, Cyperna, they've been down now to Jersey a few times, and now they have a good following in Jersey. It's just kind of, it's cool because we're all kind of working together, and nobody's,
I think we've had him down here like 5 or 6 times now.
We're not trying to have a pissing contest. We're actually trying to make something cool together. Everyone works together, and we make a thing together. And united, we're bigger and more seen.
It's easier for the takeover.
Absolutely, yeah. It's almost reminiscent of what you look back to like the 60s and 70s. What like people like David Geffen and Joni Mitchell. Most people were doing it to Troubadour in California. It's a very similar vibe. Let's unite as one and all do this together so we can all, have the fun and make the connections and make the money and do it as a group. That's one of the cultures that I feel like is very similar to what you guys are describing, which I'm a huge advocate of. I think that's, one of the most terrific ideas that's come around. And kudos to you guys for executing it.
Well, and it's not just us. I mean, it's been going around with, these guys, they're called Promoter Town, which is 3 or 4 promotion agencies that have come together as one, under one kind of thing to try to make, one show per night that people should go to. Instead of having, 15 shows where 10 people go, they have one show that we all go to. And it's really quite smart and businesslike, and it makes sense. And if we can pull it off, everyone's going to win, and no one's going to feel left out and hurting in any way, shape, or form,
Very true. I completely agree.
I think it's one of the best ideas I've heard yet, because I don't know how it is out by you guys, but here, the promoters, except for maybe like 2 or 3 of them, like, the main promoters, they can't stand each other. And they're always trying to outdo each other, and it just turns out to be a mess. And like when we throw shows, we don't consider ourselves promoters because we don't throw them under Stagger. Like Stagger has nothing to do with the shows we do.
Right, it's different.
Yeah, it's something separate. Yeah, we're usually on the show, but it's I don't understand. If they work together, they could put together. We have so many national bands in this state alone. If they were just stop bickering at each other, they could throw some massive, massive shows.
Yeah,
but they'd rather just bitch and yip at themselves for no reason because they want to be top dog.
Well, yeah, because that used to be the culture, man.
Very true. Very true. A lot of bands cannibalize their own markets by doing things like that. And it's very, very difficult to kind of come together as a unit. Even in the smallest sense of the word, there's a lot of animosity between, especially promoters, because promoters are very, very difficult. I have the utmost respect for two people in the music business: promoters and talent buyers. Obviously, promoters/promoters and booking agents. Those two types of people have the hardest jobs in the industry. Way harder than being a manager in A&R, even sometimes harder than being in a band. It's just such a massive undertaking to try and, obviously to book a tour, to, even just to buy talent for a small local venue. It's very difficult. I give those people a lot of respect, but the process is slightly broken, in my opinion, nowadays, due to the fact that everybody's just constantly competing, which is a great for a competitive business nature, but sometimes it oversteps those boundaries. And I've heard horror stories, as I'm sure you guys have as well, and it gets out of hand sometimes.
Yeah. They're just, I don't know. Everybody wants to be, like I said, top dog, and they're the ones who are actually ruining the scene.
Well, yeah, because it's a constant, like, it's almost like a gang at that point. Like, our gang is better than your gang, and it's like,
right.
Well, if you went and watched the Warriors from 1980, whatever it was, 70 something, they tried to unify the gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gets together and work together, and then you become one big thing, and then you take over, and that's how you make something happen, and people start paying attention and go, holy shit, there's something going on here. And it's just a matter of everybody being cool with each other, not being dicks, man.
Yeah. But so eloquently put, Bob. That they have this. Like, I think up in Connecticut it's different. Like, the promoters there seem to book throughout all the clubs throughout Connecticut. We have promoters here that only book one or two clubs constantly.
Right.
They don't book too much out of their area. And we have a lot of clubs here, so they have the ability to do it, but they get in the realm of booking the same club week in, week out, and start putting the same band or bands on the shows. So you almost have like house bands.
Right, and after a while, why is it's no longer a spectacle to come and see your band, and we're right back to where we started.
Right, or they'll start bitching and moaning that, oh, no one's coming out to my shows. Well, I just saw that same setup last week.
And the week before that, and the week before that.
Yeah, if you're carrying one or two of the same bands and only changing out 3 or 4 every week, it's why do I want to go to that show?
Right.
But they're doing it because they think they're going to get a draw.
Adam, what?
It almost becomes a residency at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah, and I don't know. Diversification, man, that's key. Keep everything fresh, nice, and the problem is, we as a people also have this ability to sometimes want to stick within our classifications, musically and otherwise, where I only listen to, Swedish Black Death heavy metal, whatever.
I was waiting to hear the genre you were going to say.
I know you were thinking hard about that one, huh?
I'm just trying to think of the craziest, sub-stupid genre that I've heard recently. It's just like, there's so many dumb ones. It's just like, really? Really?
Siberian deathcore.
Yeah, Siberian mathcore or some nonsense.
Mathcore.
It's like, come on, man.
Love it.
Jazzcore, all kinds of stunad stuff. It's like, really? We really need all this, like...
you just described one band.
Yeah, and that's just one. Yeah, that's just one band. They're just, But to me, it's crazy with all these crazy genre splitting and nonsense.
So I got a question for you. In your line of work now that you're doing, what do you find is the hardest thing to get accomplished?
Good question, Joe.
As a manager, or what's the hardest thing to get accomplished for an artist?
As a manager. In your job.
Your job.
Okay, no, I know. I would say, as a manager personally, or what's the hardest thing we have to get done for an artist? That's what I wanted to. I'll go with both.
Okay.
The hardest thing as a manager, in that sense, as I was saying before, it gets very tough having to be situated within a company and delegate an immense amount of responsibilities. But that's something that obviously comes with any type of company, whether it be in talent management or otherwise. But as far as the hardest thing we do for artists is creating a unique brand is a very, very difficult thing to do. And a lot of people just think branding is like, oh, we'll create a new logo, we'll create this, we'll create that, some great marketing. You know, it's very difficult, though, to establish yourself as a noteworthy brand. So with that being said, it's a situation kind of where we always try and make sure that the branding and all of the marketing for our artists is the most important thing, because 9 times out of 10, it's what I like to call the trickle-down effect, where 10 people are going to see that marketing that you put up, whereas 6 people are going to click on the link, 4 people are actually going to buy something from the link, and 2 of those people are going to actually come to a show. So the biggest part of that is making sure the marketing, which should be the most widely seen on any type of platform, whether it be digital or otherwise, is really up to par.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, absolutely. Now, any thoughts? Because, I've been seeing this go around, too, with Facebook, it being much harder now on their, policies of page, getting information out and such. They've really come down on their, organic reach and things like that. I mean,
have they?
Yeah, oh my God, it's been brutal. But anyway, any advice to the artists, about that? I mean, obviously, besides, hey, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's all these other things. My advice is don't let Facebook be your only option.
Oh, absolutely not. I think every artist on Facebook needs to start preparing for another social medium. Honestly, as far as the amount of, when I go on my Facebook feed now, 80% of it is advertising. It's such a pain in the butt to really go through and figure out what's general content that someone has actually shared or what's a sponsored ad. So without looking at that little sponsor writing in gray underneath the page name, it's very difficult. And I think, and as far as social mediums go, Instagram is the most engaged social media platform currently. Twitter is dropping engagement like crazy. Facebook is almost completely dead at this point because they're paying people for organic reach, quote unquote organic reach. They're charging astronomical rates to reach your whole fan base. I think Facebook has one foot in the grave already. It's the classic case too of once your parents are on it, it does not become cool anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just that situation for me. It's like we're steering all of our artists away. And we're really trying to not reinvent, but kind of reassign the paradigm of having having your own website. I feel like the personal website situation has been cast aside because people are always trying to go after that social pot of gold. Like we want to interact with fans directly. However, it's difficult at that point because they're oversaturated with people trying to interact with them. So I feel like with going back to the model of having your personal website and building that out to make it look phenomenal and be able to interact and having those plugins and those tools where they can interact with you on other social mediums, you can leverage a website for all kinds of things. If you leverage a website well and you're getting good click-throughs and impressions, you can monetize that website in a tasteful way and make more, create more income and revenue for your band or in any case, in any product. So it's something where the social mediums are a great accent piece, but they're definitely not the main course.
Right. And we were talking about that too, Joe, not too long ago, where I think it was Steve or Joe, one of those guys had mentioned that Facebook is just one tool of many, and you would never build a house with just one. You would always use many, and right back to that. And I agree 100% with what you're saying, Adam.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, and what's kind of cool is that the sites kind of link up together in a sense, like when you post something on Instagram, it posts to Facebook at the same time. It doesn't have the reverse effect right now, but like Twitter does, it goes back and forth. Like if you post to Twitter, it posts to your Facebook. If you post to Facebook, it posts to your Twitter and to Reverb Nation. And so you're hitting them all at once with the same,
content. Exactly.
Which I think is really cool. I'm waiting for Facebook to jump on board with Instagram, so you're not just hitting one side of it; you're hitting all sides of it.
Well, I mean, I know with Instagram, you can upload to Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and one other blog. I'm not one other platform. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's pretty much a one-stop shop at this point. When you click send on a photo from Instagram, you can upload it to almost all of your major socials, like we were saying, Twitter and Facebook, and it's going to be interesting when Facebook See, the problem with Facebook doing that kind of reverse integration is you have to look at the 140 character kind of schematic, where it's like Facebook statuses tend to be very, very long. So it's going to be difficult to translate that, which I feel like why they don't do it in reverse to another medium where it's more of an instant kind of message situation. So very interesting, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, you don't build one house, with one piece of wood.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think bands ought to have their own. I mean, as far as when you talk about branding, having your own .com or URL, if you will, if it's not a .com, whatever it is so like it's one of those things that's kind of like a given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely. It's very tough, though. Excuse me for 1 second. It's very tough, though, for artists, because a lot of artists aren't familiar with what's called SEO, which is search engine optimization.
Right.
Which is something we always work on. And a lot of artists, especially in the genre that I feel like you're a little more keen to, Bob, have very widely relatable band names, I guess, in some aspects.
Yes.
It's like if they're not like some crazy, with a crazy name like Skrillex, obviously that's going to be the first thing that comes up when you Google it. But if it's a band, with just 3 common words in the English language, they're buried 20, 30 pages within Google.
Most
so it's a situation where when you do create your own website, that SEO is the most important aspect of it, because you can have a fantastic website, but when people go to Google your band or your band name, they're going to get your Facebook maybe halfway through the Google search. But that website should really be the first thing that they see when they're in any type of search engine.
Absolutely.
So it's a very difficult thing.
Absolutely, and then you can start. If you're smart, you really use your blogs to increase your page SEO and make you more relevant. For not just your name, but the things that you do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's really it's really a science at the end of the day. And you really have to kind of know a little bit about SEO and websites and making sure that everything kind of connects and then we go right back to technology. Then you got to worry about it used to be you got to worry about these multiple browsers. Now it's you got to worry about the multiple browsers and the fucking cell phones and the tablets.
Yep.
So it's got to be responsive and it's got to have a layout and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Ridiculous.
It's a very daunting task. That is for sure.
At any rate, man, it's almost been an hour, and we don't want to take up too much more of your time, bro.
No, I appreciate you guys having me.
It's been really a great pleasure. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we've been kind of discussing for the last couple months here since the beginning of the year, because I feel like Indie 180, we have Joe from New Jersey, we have another guest who hasn't been with us the last couple of weeks, Brian, who's also in the music business. He does recording and stuff like that, and professionally as his job. And it's really cool because we've been having these cool, like almost roundtable like discussions about all these different nuances and things that bands should kind of think about nowadays in this new crazy realm, and how to get out of that oversaturation and make yourself really a commodity for your for yourself. It's truly, like you said, it's difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the conversations and stuff, even all the stuff that we're chatting about, it adds a lot of depth to it. And I think it's really great for smaller independent artists, whatever the listenership may be. I think it's valuable, and I think it's awesome that you guys are doing this.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And again, I don't want to keep you much any longer, but thank you so much, Adam, for hanging with us. Joe, do you got any other things you'd like ask Adam while we got him on the line? Or
I think we pretty much covered a pretty broad base here. I was real happy with what we were talking about.
Most definitely, Adam, dude, you're always welcome back on OFNR. You know that, my friend. And man, best of luck to all the things you're doing. You do things that those are the kinds of things that I dream of doing. Kind of what I'm saying?
Oh, anytime.
So keep on rocking,
I
my friend.
appreciate that.
And keep in touch for sure.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
You too, bro.
All right, take care, guys. See ya.
Later.
There you go.
There you go.
Adam Lopez of New Age Media Management. Dude, awesome guy. Known him a really long time, and just outstanding outstanding information he just gave us, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we learned a lot there, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what should we play? I'm not going to play his stuff from his band because I'm going to hold that until the end of the show. Unless you want to hear a little clip of that. I mean, it's up to you.
I'm leaving it in your hands, sir. I'm up for anything. I wouldn't mind hearing a clip of it.
All
be
right.
honest with you.
All right. Well, you know, back in the day, Adam Lopez was in a band called To Ride a Riot, and what I'll do is I'll give you the. I think this is the. Yeah. This is from the album The Party Law. And yeah, this is a little bit of To Ride a Riot. We'll take a quick music break, Joe. I'll play some of this. What else should I play? Got any requests?
Man, I'm brain locked.
Brain locked tonight. All right, I'll pull some shit.
Surprise me.
All right, I'll pull up some stuff, and maybe I'll pull up some stuff that you know, people aren't expecting. Some old stuff, new stuff. You know, some Bion, man. I haven't heard that shit in a while. All right, we'll be back in just a little bit. It's OFNR. Here's some To Ride a Riot. This isn't the acoustic stuff that we're playing later. This is actually off their EP. This one's called T.S. for Thank You. So, Matt, this is like old school, Joe. This is like 09, 08, 09. Yeah, something like that. Crazy. Here you go. It's OFNR. We'll be back in just a little bit. Indie 180. 180 minutes of independent music.
Keep it locked.
Without a care or worry if how to start, then we could set this bridge in flames. We could write a story and forget the names. Take a picture to remember me by. For when I'm gone and you'll see why. You're better than that. You're better than that. Isn't this such a shame that things will never be the same? I'll meet you out back. We can do this however you want to. You don't wanna go down like that. You better think twice. You better think twice. If only we had the time, then you could take what I said to heart. If only we had the time, then maybe we could go back to the start. Take a picture to remember me by. For when I'm gone and you'll see why. You're better than that. You're better than that. I'll meet you out back. We can do this however you want to. You don't wanna go down like that. You better think twice. You better think twice. I'll meet you out back. We can do this however you want to. You don't wanna go down like that. You better think twice. You better think twice. Isn't this such a shame? Isn't this such a shame that things will never be the same? Isn't this such a shame? Isn't this such a shame that things will never be the same? I'll meet you out back. We can do this however you want to, but you don't wanna go down like that. You better think twice. You better think twice. I'll meet you out back, and we can do this however you want to, but you don't wanna go down like that. You better think twice. You better think twice. I'll meet you out back. We can do this however you better think twice. You better think twice. You better think twice. We can do this however you want to. We can do this however you want to. We can do this however you want, but you don't wanna. But you don't wanna.
Concrete Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better.
It's not right, you can't say pain if you're alright. Remorse hates me. It won't ever bring me down. It's not right, going too far, cross that line.
180. Tonight we are third bear. I give props where props are due. There are so many stations that I love because of what they're doing and helping. Dude, Metal Syndicate, get the fuck out of here. There's nobody better in this state than the Metal Syndicate. Bullspike Radio out of New York, two brothers with fucking muscular dystrophy who fucking rock harder than any of you. I of Anubis calling in from New Jersey, and we're gonna talk to them about the band and about Shore Metal Madness Fest, which is coming up, Joe, and I cannot fucking wait, bro. If I have Anubis could go out on tour with any band, dead or alive, who do you guys go out on tour with?
Fucking Bach, man.
OFNR, Indy 180, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Getting classical in this motherfucker.
That's my fault. It's Eugene. Sorry, that's my fault. See, when we recorded it, it got out of hand. It was tequila, and, once you get furry animals and tequila involved, you don't know what's gonna go into a fucking microphone.
Last time on Indy 180, separation. Joe, are you there? Joe? Joseph? Joey? I've lost Joe. Joe!
I'm in.
Togetherness. We're male soup. And far too much information.
Have you seen all these videos popping up about turtles having sex? Well, the better question is, would you eat vaginal yogurt?
Also got Josh Moore.
The fact that she's making it to the point where somebody is eating it.
How did you get the name Joshua?
My mom's white? That's a real easy question.
Alrighty then.
What kind of sneakers do you like to wear?
Oh, shit. You been talking to my girl or something? I'm a sneakerhead. I probably have about 13 pairs of just sneakers.
Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Indy 180. OFNR 4. Last time on Indy 180. Dude, we got a great night tonight. Adam Grayer of Cold Cock Whiskey.
Cold Cock Whiskey is the world's first herbal-infused whiskey.
If you could sponsor any band, dead or alive, who would you sponsor?
One band that's my favorite band, and it's an easy one to say. If I could sponsor any band, dead or alive, without money being an issue, it would, of course, be U2. And MP3 sounds crystal clear, music is great, and now bands have an opportunity, artists, DJs, whatever genre you're in, to directly connect with your fans.
Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. OFNR, Indy 180.
This is Adam Grayer with Cold Cock Whiskey, and you're listening to official FN Radio.
Indy 180, presented by OFNR. Critics call it the most descriptive show on the internet. Tonight we are Egg-Shaped Eye. Meanwhile, listeners tune in for the pearls of wisdom you can only get on OFNR.
I can at least look.
Yeah, that's right. You look but can't touch but you can't taste but you can't enjoy. As long as you don't enjoy, you're good.
That's just no fun.
All right, give us your name so everybody knows who you is.
I'm Nikita. I'm the newest member. I play rhythm guitar.
So now, do you come from the digital age or do you come from the tangible age?
I see the pros and cons of both. I do like having CDs and if I can, like if I'm in Newberry Comics or Music Outlet over in Enfield, I'll peruse CDs and records nonstop. I love having them. It's just space is a bit of an issue, and with certain records, like especially ones from like Europe and junk, it gets really pricey to have that physical copy, but it's so worth it sometimes. I'm kind of caught in the middle, but I do love having CDs and like reading the liner notes and having the lyrics right there and all the artwork and junk.
You can't bring a digital download to have somebody sign it for you.
As much as the digital age is a necessary evil, like I've said 1,000 times, it's killing us at the same time.
They're killing you!
Tuesday nights, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern, only on official FN Radio, Indy 180.
us a quick, run through all of March.
Yeah, man, that was fucking awesome.
It's cool to look back, you know?
Gave me kind of a stiffy, to be honest with you.
Cool to look back at all the different guests that we had in March.
Yeah, I mean, you forget, like, some of the little finer things that you picked up, and that was awesome.
You know, talking with Josh Moore, talking with Adam Grayer, you know.
Yeah, they, remember that, we were talking with Adam, and he said he had one big thing to announce?
Yep.
And they were holding it back. Well, it's going to be announced tomorrow.
Nice.
And I got a preview of it, and I can't say nothing yet, but it's pretty fucking cool. They're going for the gusto, man.
Radical.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Fuck yeah. Now, we've been having a great night here at OFNR. I just want to run through the songs we just played. That's right there, that last tune, brand new music, From Ashes to New. That's brand new from them. It's called Downfall. Go check out From Ashes to New on Facebook and Reverb Nation and all those other fun places. From Ashes to New.
Definitely some killer tunes.
Before that, Rickshaw with Serial Killer. Brand new music right there from OFNR. Rickshaw, Riksha. Name of the track, Serial Killer. Fucking go check them guys out. Two before that, Fist Fight with Sleeper Cell and Second Ring of Power. The Second Ring of Power song has now been removed from OFNR because it's just like them fiddling around on guitars and such. Then that Sleeper Cell song is fucking brutal. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Bion before that with God of Worms. And then To Ride a Riot with T is for Thank You from Adam Lopez. And that was from like 07, 08, 09.
I was really digging it.
Some really old school shit. I actually have some video here I'm going to go grab off our YouTube channel from, there was a time, this is a true story, Joe. You'll like this. This is funny. Me and Mr. Rob, we go way back. We're good friends, okay? We go way, way back. Anyway, me and Mr. Rob were out with Video Bill, who is our videographer now in the Navy.
Right.
Also my brother-in-law, strangely enough. Anyhow, he wants to go to this show to see To Ride a Riot and a couple other bands. And we're like, okay, cool, let's go to the show. Well, we didn't realize that it was like a teen center type show.
Oh, my.
So there was no booze to be had. And like me and Mr. Rudd, it's not like we're alcoholics. But, you know, I mean, I'm at a show. I want to have a beer. I want to enjoy myself. You know, not looking to get drunk or nothing. Anyway, Mr. Rob feels the same way. We leave Video Bill there to film his filming, do his job, be Video Bill. And we went down to the bar, okay, and started drinking. Well, the concert ended pretty early. Or it didn't end, but the performance he wanted to get, the To Ride a Riot performance, which I'm glad he got because now I have, he wanted to get that. And they finished, and then he came to us and found us, and, you know, we had walked back from the bar, and we're like, listen, we're ready to leave. And he was like, well, where do you want to go? We're like, we all kind of looked at each other and said, titty bar? Or maybe Video Bill may have said titty bar. Somebody said titty bar, and that's where we wound up that evening. So, long story short, we went to the titty bar. All right, maybe it's not as funny to you as it is to me.
It doesn't surprise me. Because we've done the same thing. Or have snuck beers in and...
Well, see, had I known, I would have been prepared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's, you gotta, you know...
This was quite a while. This was in like 09, dude.
Hey, look, we don't go anywhere without being prepared.
So at any rate, well, we wound up at the titty bar anyway. So I mean, everything wound up fine, Joe. The night came out perfect. I had some beers, and I wound up at the titty bar, and I totally did not expect to go to the titty bar at all. There, I put up that To Ride a Riot live performance video from 2009. 2 songs from Naugatuck Valley, Connecticut. To Ride a Riot. All right.
You want to do the news?
We could.
I also have the bizarre holidays of April.
Do you now?
So we should probably do that too. I mean, you know?
Sure.
It is April, and people want to know the bizarre holidays.
They do.
So let's run through them, shall we? Yes, indeedy. Bizarre holidays of April, brought to you by Holiday Insights. HolidayInsights.com. Joe, if you know anyone who wants to Skype in with us next week, let's start getting guest DJs. Guest hosts.
All right, let me see what I can...
Guest hosts. I think this is a good idea. I'll call over to the bagman, see what he's got going on.
Let me see what I can get going on.
All right. So it is April, of course. National Humor Month, of course, because we start off with April Fool's Day, right?
Oh, wait. First, we got to start with, you know what today is.
Yeah, well, today is National Beer Day. We're not there yet, though. We got to start from the start.
That comes first.
But the first comes first.
Well, you know.
It's also International Guitar Month, just so you know. It's also Lawn and Garden Month, National Poetry Month, National Pecan Month, Records and Information Management Month, Stress Awareness Month, and Sexual Assault Awareness Month. All right, so the first, of course, was April Fool's Day. Second was Children's Book Day, also National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. The third was Tweed Day. Not tweet, but tweed, as in the material that you would put on your elbows.
Oh, boy.
Number 4 is Hug a Newsman Day. Number 5, Easter Day. It's also Go for Broke Day that day, which, you know, of course, Jesus went for broke, so why not? The 6th is Dingus Day. I don't know what a dingus is, but it sounds funny.
It does sound funny.
Dingus. Let's see what Dingus Day is all about real quick. There are all sorts of ways for boys to meet girls, but this one takes the cake. Guys, on this day, you go to wet the ladies down. Sprinkling or drenching with water is your goal. Chase after ladies with squirt guns, buckets, or other containers of water. More bold and gallant boys may choose to use cologne, hitting gently the ladies on the legs with switches or pussy willows. Ladies, you can strike back. Ladies, to get your revenge, the tradition is you throw dishes or crockery back at the boys. It has become increasingly popular for the ladies to get their revenge on Monday, tossing water back on the dudes. So, Dingus Day. There you go.
Dingus Day.
We missed it. Damn it. Today,
It happens.
Today, besides being National Beer Day, and the reason that it's National Beer Day, Joe, is because today is the day that they ended alcohol prohibition.
Yes, I know this.
Now, imagine, if you will.
Greatest day of my upcoming life.
Imagine, if you will, if the federal government would be wise enough to nationalize on 420 and officially end the prohibition of marijuana. Imagine. Just imagine. It would be insane.
Yeah.
Number 7, the 7th, that's today. Besides National Beer Day, it's also Caramel Popcorn Day, No Housework Day, and World Health Day. So yeah, Caramel Popcorn Day.
Yeah, man. I'm down with that.
Tomorrow, it's All Is Ours Day and Draw a Picture of a Bird Day.
I can't even.
The 9th is Name Yourself Day. The 10th, it's Golfers Day and National Siblings Day. So if you got a brother or sister, reach out and make sure you say you love them. The 11th, it's Barbershop Quartet Day, Joe. We should start a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
We're missing 2 people. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
The 11th, also National Submarine Day. So get your tube full of semen today. Ba-doom-tsh. Number 12, Big Wind Day. Big Wind Day. And no, it's also Russian Cosmonaut Day.
Jawohl.
The 13th, it's Scrabble Day, so play some Scrabble.
14th, it's ex-spouse day. If you got an ex-spouse, don't call them.
Don't talk to them.
It's also Look Up at the Sky Day. Don't you have anything better to do?
Can we just listen to a Metallica song instead?
It's also Reach as High as You Can Day. The 15th is Rubber Eraser Day, which is kind of strange. It's also the Titanic Remembrance Day, Joe, the 15th. 16th is National Eggs Benedict Day. It's also National Librarian Day and National Stress Awareness Day.
Is it National Hot Librarian Day?
Sure. It's the 17th is Bad Appreciation Day. It's also Blah 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 Day. Blah blah blah.
That's every day for me.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. It never gets old.
It does not.
All right, where was I? 17th, sure. It's Pet Owners Independence Day. The 18th is International Jugglers Day. It's
Juggle this.
19th is National Garlic Day. 20th is the Lookalike Day. It's also Patriots Day. It's the 21st is Kindergarten Day. 22nd, Administrative Professionals Day. 22nd is also Girl Scout Leader Day, if you wanted to know, Joe. It's also Lover's Day on the 23rd.
Is it?
Lover's Day.
Huh.
It's also Take a Chance Day on the 23rd. It's also Take Your Daughter to Work Day, the 23rd, fourth Thursday. Take Your Daughter to Work Day, Joe. Take your daughter to work, would you?
She goes to work with me a lot, actually. Like, every day. Well, she doesn't go to work with me. She ends up at work with me.
The 26th is Hug an Australian Day. So go out of your way to find an Australian and then hug them. It's also National Pretzel Day on the 26th, as well as the Richter Scale Day.
That was a couple of them.
That was the day that they found the Richter
Invented it.
Scale. Yeah. The 27th is Babe Ruth Day. It's also National Prime Rib Day. So have some prime rib on the 27th.
I have to wait till then?
28th is International Astronomy Day and Great Poetry Reading Day. It's also Kiss Your Mate Day. Every day, guys.
Every day.
Yeah. 29th is Greenery Day. And the 30th is Hairstyle Appreciation Day and National Honesty Day. There you have it. The holiday insights, crazy and bizarre holidays of April. There you have it.
And there you do. That's an interesting collection of days.
Yeah, man.
Some which you should do every day.
Some, yes. And Dingus Day sounds just crazy, goddammit.
Yeah, I kind of like, you know, so that's why we need Stagger Day. If you can have Dingus Day, we can have Stagger Day, like officially.
I think if you go to this holiday insights thing, it tells you how to get your own holiday, dude.
Holiday Inns?
Insights, yeah.
Oh, you'll have to link me to it.
All
Send
right.
me a message.
All right. It's time for the news, so we'll be right back after this little piece.
It is time. Oh yes, it is time right now for Knobs News Corner.
Alrighty. It is time for the news, Joe.
It is. It's that. Wow, it's getting late already.
Yeah, man.
That was such a great interview. Like, it just went by so fast.
10:37 here at OFNR. Yeah, dude, I love Adam. He's a great guy. I've known him a really long time. Just a really good dude. Really knows his shit. And, you know, does great work with the bands and whatnot. So, there's that. Boom.
Boom.
There may be information on that.
It's time for the news. The news, of course, brought to you in part by Coalcock Whiskey. Made with aged American bourbon, Joe, and herbs like green tea, hibiscus, eucalyptus, ginger, ginkgo, and many more. Smooth taste, no whiskey burn. Take your shot, coldcockwhiskey.com. And of course, brought to you by Blow Paste. Unlike most lubricants that have preservatives and aspartame, Blow Paste is a simple way to keep your mouth clean and fresh while doing the deed. You can use Blow Paste for massage, lip gloss, and of course, hand jobs. Blow Paste is good for any cavity. Substitute your toothbrush with a dick. Blowjob a day with Blow Paste at where, Joe? CheekyChaCha.com. That's right. All right, man. First story, headline. Steal this barn. It must have taken several person. Damn, I'm gonna just start that over. It must have taken a several-person crew to steal the Rugburns farm, or barn rather. That's one of the things Sally Rugberg finds most appalling. That more than one person thought it was a good idea to steal the barn from a century-old farm. The thieves evidently took the time carefully cutting away 24-foot log sections of hand-hewn beams. They took the walls and the floors, even the original hay door. Cut marks show whoever gutted the inside of the barn must have brought along a generator and power tools. The electricity had been turned off at the property last fall. So, dude, they actually stole the fucking barn, dude.
Come on.
Could you imagine waking up and your barn is missing?
No, I can't.
You stole my barn. You motherfucker stole my barn.
You done stole my barn.
Motherfucker. Joe, is that a snake in your suitcase or are you just happy to see me?
A little of both, maybe?
Well, in Moscow, Customs seized 55 snakes, 35 lizards, 7 turtles, 6 lemurs, 2 monkeys, all stuffed into a suitcase of a female traveler.
No shit.
Yeah. 55 snakes, 35 lizards, 7 turtles, 6 lemurs, and 2 monkeys.
I'm gonna go with that's quite impressive.
2 baby crocodiles died en route from Jakarta to Moscow. And a suspected leopard was also among the frightened survivors after the 6,515-mile ordeal. The hungry and exhausted animals were discovered by customs officials in Domodedovo Airport when they scanned the tag of a female passenger and then, I guess, put, the bag through the little thingy there. And, yeah. In the bag carried the hold of the aircraft. There were 55 snakes, 35 lizards, 7 turtles, 6 lemurs, and 2 monkeys, as well as the leopard.
Huh.
That's a lot of fucking animals.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of fucking animals.
That's a lot of fucking animals.
I don't even know. How'd you get on the first plane? That's what I'd like to know.
Yes.
You've seen that meme going around with the dude with the pitchfork up his butt, right?
I have not.
It's like mega butt. This is what butt hurt looks like, and it's the dude with the butt. You haven't seen that, really?
No, I have not.
God damn it. Well, anyway, I found the story that may have inspired that meme. And it will be here momentarily after I send this picture to Joe, which is this one right here. Called This Is My Bitchfork. An argument in South Bexar County ended Monday morning after a man stabbed his girlfriend in the ass with a pitchfork.
That's just disturbing.
According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, the couple had been arguing around 4:35 a.m. Deputies said the couple argues quite often and authorities are frequently called to the location. This time, however, the argument escalated and the man, identified as Antonio Nunez, stabbed the woman in the ass with a pitchfork. And I would assume, Joe, that it looked kind of like that picture I sent you there. That might even be where it came from, to be honest. All right, moving on. Egg hunt's gone wrong. Joe, you gotta see the fucking video of this shit, dude. It is fucking appalling. Listen to this story. Sacramento, California tried to hop its way into the record books today by attempting the world's largest Easter egg hunt. Many parents left the Easter egg hunt furious, claiming the family-friendly event took a less than festive turn. There was no organization. They all trampled each other. Little 2- and 3-year-olds were crying, getting trampled on, parents scooping up all the eggs for their kids, and it was fucking horrible, said Mother Tessa Moon. Parents reportedly rushed into the grass and started pushing and cursing at children in order to get their hands on eggs and special prizes.
Wow, that's
fucking
so much.
Disgusting, man. Have you no fucking decency? I mean, really, no fucking decency at all. I just don't get it, Joe.
Ah, that's a disturbing photo.
What?
That pitchfork.
Oh yeah. You're just now seeing that?
Well, I was multitasking.
Wow.
And was kind of afraid to open it, to be honest with you.
It's pretty brutal.
I was afraid it was going to look just like that.
Pretty brutal.
I don't even... Oh, man.
I'm thinking that's the story. I'm thinking that's where this story, that picture must have come from that story that we just read. It's got to have, right? I mean, how many other people get pitchforked in the butt?
Butt forked.
Butt forked. Dude, it's just pandemonium. I put up that link there to the Sacramento story. All right, up next, the devil made me do it, Joe. The fucking devil made me do it. New York, 7 months ago, Letitia Fisher's troubled life seemed to have gotten back on track. Been a long climb to stability since September 2011 when Fisher, a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, attacked an acquaintance with a steak knife, slashing the woman's head, arm, and ear. Last September, officials proclaimed her a poster child for a program of offering rehabilitation to mental health patients instead of prison time. Court documents show after she enrolled in community college and repeatedly tested clean for all illegal drugs. But, Joe, something went extremely wrong. On Monday, Fisher, 35, was huddled in a bathroom stall of 5 Borough Burger on 6th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, cradling the unconscious body of Gabriel Ortiz Fisher, her 20-month-old son. She said to the distraught restaurant employee that the devil had told her to smother him, and that is what she had done.
Oh!
Last but not least, Joe, last week we started a brand new trend here at OFNR's Indie 180. Douchebag of the Week. I don't have any kind of special prompt and circumstance yet. I'll put that together this week. I've got nothing but free time on my hands, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. I'm a little jealous.
Douchebag of the Week. Virginia. A couple have spared prison for felony child neglect after admitting to locking their 3 young children in a room with urine and feces for 24 hours a day and feeding them through a gate.
We're not allowed to do that?
Scott Suggs, 28, and Brandy Kangas, 36, are arrested after police received an anonymous tip regarding the welfare of their children, 17-month-old baby and 2 girls, aged 3 and 4. When police arrived at their home in Fredericksburg, Virginia last December, they discovered the youngsters locked in a sparsely furnished room where they had seemingly remained at all times. The room was stained with human urine and feces, had homemade gate, which the children appeared to have been fed through meals through, and authorities immediately removed the youngsters and, of course, arrested Scott and Brandy for being complete and utter douchebags.
Huh.
You are the douchebag of the week. That's the news, Joe.
And it's some kind of news.
The fucking weather is, and here, hang on a second. Let me pull this up. Fucking weather brought to you by thefuckingweather.com. Go to thefuckingweather.com. 39 degrees. It's fucking cold.
Yeah, it's a little nipple.
Where's the cat? Oh shit, Fluffy's frozen. That's in Webster, New York, or Ebster, New York, of course.
Let me see where it is here at OFNR Studios. It's 41 motherfucking degrees. It's fucking all right, but I've seen better days. So there you go. The fucking weather, brought to you by thefuckingweather.com. Brand new thefuckingweather.com. Go check them out.
They're all updated now.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Good job. And there you go, OFNR. Indy 180, fucking weather. Your fucking news.
Your weather and news.
Weather and news. On the nines. Something like that, right?
Oh, Staggerella wants to say goodbye for the night. She's leaving.
Okay. Good night, Staggerella.
Fuck off, bitch ass punk, you dirty whore.
Yeah, you too. I hope to see you next week.
You know.
We have Old Bridge.
That's punk, you dirty whore.
We have Old Bridge Metal Melissa next week, as well as Jason Leckberg of Ikilia the following week, Cyperna on the 28th, and Jesse James of Postdemic Entertainment, composed of the Apocalypse, Promoter Town, and so many others. That's all coming up in the next month. We are looking for more bands, Joe, in May. So if you know, if you know a band,
I'm trying to work out something overseas.
Okay, and let's also procure paralysis. Let's make that happen. There's no reason that can't happen.
No, I can make that happen in a hot second.
Let's make that happen in May.
All right.
So there you go. It's 10 till.
It is.
We have done our show. We've run our course. We've had a great time. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Joe, I want to thank you as always, being the consummate professional, being here each and every week and hanging out with me.
Not a problem, brother.
And my dumb ass.
Doing it.
And dude, I actually have a really good time doing this each and every week.
Yeah, me too.
It's a lot.
We're gonna have to make some decisions along the way, but I love it being what's going on. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, and I'm learning a lot. And then next week we got Old Bridge Metal Militia, which is like the fan side of things and how they see it, see the industry and see how things are going. And
yeah, I'm real excited about this one because we're getting like a total different perspective on all of it. And these guys are intelligent in music. They're not just, rabid fans and supporters and, these guys have their hands in music and know a lot of big time people and have you're going to be very surprised. I wish you had gotten the chance to meet Chris and the guys. They're instant family, I tell you.
Fuck yeah. Well, we'll definitely get a chance to speak with them next week. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to talk with them, and we'll, talk, of course, more about the music industry as we've been doing each and every week here on Indie 180. And I hope you guys really have been enjoying it as much as we have been enjoying putting it on for you, because it truly is something I look forward to each and every week.
Yeah, man.
And I really look forward to talking with old friends like Adam. And I do got to pull together that stuff that I've got there from Two Rider Riot from way back when they were here at OFNR. Pretty long time ago. I mean, 2009. Something like that.
That's a hot minute.
It's quite a while ago. And that was, right after we had our house fire, and we had nothing. I'd gotten some gear,
right,
just to tide us over, and we were in our temporary place, and I invited them to come. Video Bill, I knew them personally, and so we just kind of worked it out to make them come and hang out and do some acoustic stuff for us at OFNR.
That's rad.
At our temporary location and shit. And it was really a cool... It's kind of the first unplugged thing that we had done,
Right.
And I don't know if I've got the songs in the right order, per se, because I don't remember ordering them,
Right.
But yeah. Whatever. I'm also going to play some Ikilia to end the evening.
Nice.
Because they're going to be... Jason's going to be on our show here in a couple weeks.
That's rad. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Because now we got a different perspective from someone with inside, you know.
Yeah.
At the next level.
At the next level, exactly right. But yet not. And he'll tell you all about it. How it's still really DIY.
Right, but that's what I'm very interested in hearing.
Absolutely.
You know?
And of course, tomorrow's Wednesday, 1 p.m. Brand new episode of Turbo's Asylum from Bull Spike Radio. Fucking love Turbo. Love his brother Josh. Great guys. Jay Scorpion, Turbo. Go check them out. Bull Spike Radio. They definitely rock harder than any of yous. No disrespect intended to any of yous, but...
Yes.
Did you say those two Utes?
Them two Utes.
These two Utes. Your Honor, these two Utes.
Dude, we did...
Did you just say Utes? I'm sorry, Your Honor. These
Utes.
two youths.
It's funny because the whole way to Connecticut, we were reciting that movie. The whole freaking way.
I love it. I love that movie. As a law school guy, that was like one of my faves, too.
It's Jerry Gallo. Jerry Gallo's dead. Oh, funny shit, man.
Anyway, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., Keith Pearson returns from the Underground and Below. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's doing songs about resurrection for some strange reason.
Oh.
I don't get the connection, personally. but yeah, apparently he's doing something about that. May or may not see the skankiest dude I know appear at OFNR Studios on a Wednesday night.
Could be very interesting.
And then let's see what else.
Thursday, I had a mass discovery on Sunday. I'm just not sure. You know what? Fuck it on here. I don't care if I get religious or not.
What's your discovery, Joe?
I am Jesus.
You are Jesus.
Yes.
You can turn water into wine.
I absolutely can. No, it was funny because, like they say, the resurrection. I've been dead and brought back. And I have cooler sandals.
Right, but you have yet to perform any miracles.
It's every day, man. Every day. Every day I perform miracles. I just thought it was kind of funny. We were sitting at the family house and we were talking and it just hit me in the head. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm Jesus. And my mom gave me this crazy-eyed look. So,
Good times.
I'm off my fucking rocker.
When are you not?
Well, I can do those things. I'm not baptized or anything, so I get full range to do those things.
Yeah, I mean, look, to have faith and that's cool, man. I dig it. That's fine. That's just not for me. It's just not my bag.
Baby.
It's just not my bag, baby. It's not my bag, baby. Friday, of course, starts off the all-independent weekend, all weekend long. Nothing but independent weekend. All weekend, all independent, global independent music from around the world. No bullshit. Sincerely, all independent. All weekend long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, what else?
What else? So much.
Mondays, Metal Monday. We rock Monday harder than you with brutal savage metal all day long. Tune in. Monday. All day long.
All day.
All day. All day. Monday, metal.
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 Yeah, metal.
And then Tuesday, of course, the 90s Grunge Garage. We open it up. Bring you the best 90s music from around the 90s era, rather. Your Pearl Jams, your Mudhoneys, your Alice in Chains. But also your off-center guys, the Moist and bands like that. Marcy
Moist.
Playground and stuff like that. And then, of course, right here at 8 p.m., Joe and I bring it back to you again. Another 180 minutes of pure independent metal, music, wacky news, and of course, interviews. Indie 180 with Joe and the Knob.
That it is.
Was Knob and the Mudge, now it's Joe and the Knob.
Joe and the Knob. Joe Knob.
Knob and the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe. Oh. I'm knobbing the Joe.
I don't know why everything's so low.
Why can't that be our band name? Knobbing the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe. Nice. Outstanding.
We got to come up with a promo shot that just says Knobbing the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe. Each and every day, Knobbing the Joe. Coming to you live.
Knobbing the Joe. Dude, when we get on Sirius, that's gonna be our thing.
Right.
Knobbing the Joe.
Knobbing the Joe. All right, well, we're out of here. We are out of time. Thank you guys so much. It's OFNR. And peace the fuck out. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, home slice.
Hasta pasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.
I would never. Don't want to waste that shit.
Right? Aight.
Aight, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
It's Official FN Radio. Here is some I Kill Ya. I kill you, motherfuckers.